I saw I had like a couple minutes, so I walked to the back and picked Finn up out of his bunk bed and shook him and walked him to the couch to get him woke up for school. Yeah, that was a weird day taking him to kindergarten for the first time. You know, he's been going to school for a couple of years now, but going to like school for a couple of years, but now going to actual kindergarten.
Big step.
Yeah.
I'm baffled. I saw a lot of posts, but I didn't realize so many schools were starting so early in August. I mean, I knew that a lot of them had shifted.
Get dressed. Put the clothes right there on the end of the couch.
I knew that a lot of schools had shifted. I mean, because obviously, like when we were younger, it was much later that school started. It was always like September, and then it slowly started filtering a little bit. But I know that during a couple years back, during one of the big budget crises that a lot of states had, I remember in one of the ways that a lot of them cooked their books or moved their books is they shifted their start and end dates of their schools because it allowed them to basically put off some stuff to a different fiscal year. It was one of those fake money move, like
yeah, they compensate by giving the kids more off days throughout the year. Like I remember because I've got my daughter who's 16.
Right.
She had like just these holidays I'd never heard, like fall break. Like you got spring break. Now you need a fall break, but isn't Thanksgiving during fall and that's a break? And
yeah, you get that, and then you don't, and then also some of them they get out of school earlier, and stuff too. But yeah, I mean, you're doing that even like depends upon. Obviously, for me, it's a little different. But my son goes back to university in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Summer's getting shorter and shorter, and like with what I do, we depend on vacation seasons. Like we're not completely dependent upon it, but that's like the bread and butter of a lot of businesses. And they're shortening that time span for people to be able to travel. And I don't know how, like what that really going to look like if people are going to travel less or just try to compact more into those two.
What time do they get out? What day? When do they get out of school? Though that's the thing. It's like it used to be for me. Yeah, see. Whereas before it used to be mid-June. So what they did, they've part of it is they give you more days in between, but then they also shifted the when you get out. So instead of so your school starts sooner. That's something like my son's the same way. Like he gets out his university, he gets out like in early May. It starts August. Whereas like my youngest, they don't go back to university till mid-September, but they're in school till mid-June. So it's all there.
I think back in the day for me, like I don't know about like college level stuff, but back in the day for me, it was like early May and late August. I remember going to school and rushing to find friends to invite to my birthday party, like those first.
Actually, that's true. I remember school starting. It was like the last week of August. You'd like go to school for a week, and then you'd have Labor Day, and then you'd have a 3-day weekend, and then you'd get back into it. And then, but you went until like at least the first full week or second week of June before I was out, before school got out. At least for me, we didn't have. Obviously, out here we don't plan snow days, so we don't. I mean, you probably don't a lot where you're at either. But
what's a snow day?
Yeah, I know. There's some places in this country.
Isn't that a movie? That's a movie, right?
Well, it is, but there's also some places in this country where they plan extra days for snow days, and then if they don't have those snow days, then they get out of school early or something.
Oh wow, I thought that movie was just a fantasy film.
Well, there's a fantasy film too for that too. We should recognize the fact we've got the whackers in the chat here.
We've got some whackers. We've got some channel member activity in the chat. Let's hit that. Commieverse Tony over there upgraded his membership to the Legion tier. He was currently a Legion supporter. He bumped it up to the Legion tier.
I didn't even know we had tiers
before Sunday. Smart man.
You have tiers? When did you have tiers?
Since day one, you chose. It's just been so long since you've looked at it because you've been a member since literally the first. I don't know, within the first 3 minutes of it going live. But yeah,
That's fair.
Since day one because I have the membership, but then I wanted like there's also like people that might not care about this or that, but want to do this or that. So there's like the dollar tier.
Yeah, I remember thinking about that, but I just kept it simple for mine. But then again, I don't give out much with mine because it's more about the charity.
Yeah, well, mine's charity to my memberships, so it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, that's what funds the charity to the memberships is the money that goes into it. And a huge shout out to Tyler Shattered Glass Collectibles from Whack Comics. He's been a member now for 22 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. My son did something right.
Yeah, hashtag we are fat stacks. That's fantastic. I appreciate you, Tyler. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I don't know if Tyler watched. I had to fill in for him yesterday, and I had to do 3 fun facts, and I did 3 exciting Pokemon facts.
Did you do 3 or did you save 1 for next time?
Well, I didn't save 1. Actually, I only knew 2.
Perfect.
So next time I'll have to.
That's 2 more than I expected of you.
So then I have to look 1 up for next time.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That still exceeded all expectation for you and Pokemon facts. Good morning, Dale of Suspense Comics and Collectibles is in the chat. Hope you're doing good today, Dale. Another channel member. School starts here so early now. Mon Comics is in the building. What is going on, brother? Hope you're doing good today. Happy Friday to you. Another channel member. Yeah, Lee from Whack Comics. Whack Comics. Yeah, Lee and I have been talking about getting me on to a co-host. Talking to him this morning about it. This past week, it was just, or last night, it was just too up in the air with Finn starting school back. So I couldn't do it. And I'm waiting to get Kyle's schedule for work. If she works Thursday night this coming week, I won't be able to confidently commit to doing it. But I definitely want to get on there and hang out with Lee and get into some.
My confidently agreeing to do it was simply telling him like, I like get off work like this. It's gonna be like if everything goes perfect, I can make it. But if there's a hiccup with work, I could be late.
Yeah. My thing is if like when it runs, like if Kyle's at work, I'll be doing get the kids dinner into bed on time thing, and especially with school just starting back, I'm not trying to overextend my duties kind of thing. Australia has to wait until September for the new TMNT movie, and that's some crap. Yeah, you'll be fine. It's okay. You're not 7 years old. You'll make it. I promise. You might think you need to see it now, but you'll be fine. I promise. You'll see and be like, that was cute. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I wonder why they have such a big gap in the movie. Good morning, Rob Mark, chat fam. What is going on, Tate Prime? Hope you're doing good today. Two Brothers Comics is in the chat. What is up? We got Circumstances. Hey, hope you're doing good today, brother. Lives. Oh. Hey, Mark. Hey, Rob. What is going on, Mike? Hope you're doing good today. Shattered Stacks was great. Freaky Louie's in the building. What is going on? People saying hello, hello, hello. We got Aggressively Relaxing getting a new member badge. What is this about? Let's see. Rejoin. So that's just he's been a member for a while. Welcome back into the fold, Aggressively Relaxing. Hope you're doing good this morning.
To the warm embrace that is Mark's membership.
I like to think it's a warm embrace. We also had
that's how I think of it.
We also had yesterday that's not showing up today. Normally it shows up on your next live stream. I don't know if it depends on when you build the live stream or not, but PSN Green Hulkster joined the channel membership yesterday. Got to get a new member welcome pack out to him. Also, if there's anybody watching who's a channel member and has never received a new member welcome pack, reach out to me, whether it be on Instagram, Facebook, via email, depending on what you use. Let me know. Completely free. What is going on? Flash Ray Videos in the building. What is up? Very warm embrace.
It's more of a spoon.
But who's the big spoon? That depends on what tier you're in.
That's right.
That's actually in the tier details.
At the lower levels, it's a standing spoon, whereas at the higher levels, it's a lay down.
It's a full. The lower tier is just one arm.
That's right.
The higher tier is two arms. But real quick, just because I'm terrible at like showing these things off and promoting it, but I got the Legion loot for the channel members in the Legion tier. I'll draw a name out of the hat.
Mike says he's single. He'll take either.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll draw a name out of a hat. More specifically, we'll spin the wheel and pick a name of a channel member, and that channel member will receive this thank you gift from me. And this is for the month of July. So we have the Legal Burning prints. Let me see.
Okay.
There we go. Got the Legal Burning. This one featuring Hawkeye. We also got one with Groot there, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 just released on video at home viewing. Big Time Collectibles, shout out to them. They send books to add to the little thank you gift pack, and we have Alex Ross, Darth Vader Virgin variant.
That's not Alex Ross.
Who is that? Is that Felipe Masafera?
I believe so, but I know it's not Alex Ross. I've got
the Felipe Masafera.
It's a phenomenal cover.
You can get a. It is. We have the Miko World Tree. That's issue number 1. So is that still hot, Izzy? That World Tree?
Yeah, people love World Tree.
Also in the prize pack is X-Men Unforgiven number 1 variant edition. This is the trade dress variant. These are all
not so hot. The cover's hot, but the book's not so hot.
Big Time Collectibles. And TMNT did just drop, so we got to throw some TMNT in there.
Yeah, I saw the movie last night.
Got that Last Ronin goodness with Mikey there. That's a wicked cover.
Is that issue 1?
You just hit the join button just like you did when you joined the channel membership, but it should say at this point C perks. That join button changes over to C perks, and you can hit that, and it has all the channel membership stuff in there.
So is that the first issue of the Ronin book? That's issue 3?
3 or 4 or something like this is last what is it? Last Ronin Lost Days number 2
Lost
or 3.
Years. Yeah, because issue 1 is hot right now.
I've got that. That's in the PC. Also, and then I also have like the con exclusive BTC did. I've got all the Jang ones plus the A covers.
Did you order something?
I did not. Also in the prize pack is Amazing Spider-Man number 25. Rob will like this one. Spider-Man. Turn this on.
I do like Spider-Man, but I'm not
Rob
too
loves
keen on that
Spider-Man.
particular artist.
Who is this particular artist?
I don't know, but I don't care for the artwork.
But Rob loves that one. So those are the ones from Illegal Burning and Big Time Collectibles, and I've added into this stack. I always like to try to throw something in there to read.
There you go.
The Kingdom Come. A lot of people have read Kingdom Come, but have you read The Kingdom? This is the direct follow-up, focusing on Magog in a certain way, and it gives us one of the most OP Superman that you'll ever see. It's super cool. We have Aquaman number 6. This is actually signed by writer Chuck Brown. It was signed at Joe Fest this past year here in Augusta, Georgia. Yeah, that pretty cool cover on there. Chuck Brown's local a lot, so thought that was cool. We have Teen Titans number 1. This foily cover just caught my attention. Like that artwork on it even is just
Jimmy Chen's artwork is.
I did not. When did that come out?
It came out when the book came out.
Like almost 1 month ago, because it's World's Finest Teen Titans number 1.
Yeah.
And then we have the big game stuff happening. So I'm throwing in one of those Wanted number 1 20th anniversary specials. Secret Invasion just wrapped up, and to celebrate that, we have that Dell Auto Secret Invasion number 1 with the super
celebrate it being over.
Celebrate it. That's why I did it on the back end, not the front end. I planned ahead. This is actually a really, really crisp copy, like super crisp of issue number 1, first issue king size collector's item, power pack number 1. Might be a first appearance or 2 in there. And then,
And as
That's
everybody
one of those
loves to
teams.
say, regardless of anything else, look at that barcode, baby.
oh yeah. Well, unfortunately,
Uh.
this one doesn't have a barcode, but it does have a Wrightson cover, and this is the first startling issue of Swamp Thing. So Swamp Thing
Ooh.
issue number 1 from 1972. This is like an entry level quality copy. It's not a high grade
Yeah, it's
copy,
a reader.
but
It's still,
it's Swamp
it's still
Thing
a hot
number
book,
1.
man.
Yeah.
It's still a key book, man.
Yeah, Swamp
Say
Thing
what
number
you
1.
wanna
My
say, right?
copy landed at CGC this past Monday, I believe it was. But I saw this one in the wild. I'm like, dude, I'll grab that. That a lot of people don't have Swamp Thing number 1. And there's always got to be a slab in there if I can find a slab to put in there. And this is the 43-year-old Marvel comic. That's the Defenders number 85, and it's in a CGC 9.4. Not a bad grade for a 43-year-old book. Got Doctor
Smash.
Strange, Hulk,
Is that the real
Black
Defenders?
Panther, Hellcat. What'd you say?
The real Defenders?
This is the Defenders. It's a the.
No,
The
what I mean by like as opposed to the Netflix version of the Defenders.
Oh,
These
man,
are the true Defenders.
They're all Defenders.
Well, just so we're clear, Izzy, they were that group of the Defenders was called that in the comics too at some point.
Yeah, later
it's not
on.
it's not like they created that idea for the Netflix show.
No.
So this is the July Legion Loot prize pack. So I'll draw one channel member's name out of the Legion tier, and as my thank you to them, this will be sent to them.
Sweet.
Wording is everything.
Yeah, it's like the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? The Guardians of the Galaxy are not the original OG Guardians of the Galaxy, so same thing. Yeah, I get it. I would have probably preferred to just call them the Knights or something like like Marvel Knights, because that's what they truly were.
Yeah, that's super fair,
Knights.
Izzy. That's super fair. No, Mike, you do not one bit. Yeah, you'll be good. It's just Human Target and the Justice League International. And you'll
I am shocked. Speaking of Power Pack, I'm shocked that Power Pack hasn't been tapped on in some way. They're like the perfect kids stories.
Well, there's lots of quote unquote perfect kid stories that haven't been tapped that people said.
But in the Marvel side of things, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
They could have done a Power Pack and just had like guest appearances by the whole Marvel universe.
But would you do Power Pack without doing Fantastic Four or
for like stuff? Disney kids? Yeah, they've done that kind of stuff.
Just like everyone was speculating on Strange Academy for so long for that reason, right?
Yeah, it still has high. Strange Academy is still like up on demand though, so we'll see how that turns out.
It all depends. I mean, I think obviously there's been a lot of talk of a lot of slowing down because of the performance of a lot of things. So I think it's going to have to, it's going to have to be either critical to their long-term storytelling, or it's going to have to be something that there's a lot that is well thought of or whatever. That's going to be before they take the money into, right?
Because Academy's gone as long as it has, just with just the natural order of getting an issue 1 out. Here, Pen. This one's Bubba's.
Do people still talk about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur as a kid show? I haven't heard anybody talking about it recently, but
it's been there's
I didn't even know it was a show.
Chatter about it, but then again, the kids shows they usually don't have chatter.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying a Power Pack would probably work in this.
Oh, just Spec Stuff, Mark. Your favorite. It was all just we're talking Spec Stuff naturally. Your favorite stuff to talk about. But and that's what drives me crazy. Like some of the Spec Stuff has, I don't have a problem with Spec Stuff necessarily, but what drives me crazy is how it's taken that aspect of everything is taken so much that when I'm watching various sellers and stuff, they just assume that they're selling to other sellers who are going to sell stuff again. And everything's like, oh, well, you're going to make money off of this. You could do this. There's still meat on the bone for you. I don't give a shit.
Well, that's the thing. It's like the market has been really made for other sellers to sell to whom? So to sell to people that are less knowledgeable.
I'm not there to, I'm not there to buy something so that I can turn around and sell it to somebody else. And I'm there to buy for me. So, and that's the thing that, like, especially like last night, Pete was on again, and look, I don't mean, Pete's got his style, and that's fine. I've come to grips with his style, but it's like his part of his thing of, everything is like, he just assumes that everybody's there to buy, to resell. And it's like, oh, well, you're not, you guys don't understand that you can make money off this or this, that, and anything. The assumption that I should be there to buy everything that he's selling just to try to flip it for more money, when no, I'm just there watching. I'm not buying because you haven't put anything up that I care about.
A pyramid scheme, right? Like, here,
right.
buy my berries and my cleansing juices and stuff. Don't drink them though. Don't drink them. Read them.
Right.
Buy them and sell them to somebody else.
You get 3 more people.
Well, what's funny? The funny thing about that's what the little conventions are like. So when you go to one of those smaller vendors conventions, that's what they're doing. They're literally vendors buying off each other's for the most part.
They're like that in all of them.
Yeah, but in the smaller ones, it happens even more so because they're selling it. I guess you could sell a wholesale kind of approach to it.
It becomes like a vendor swap meet if there's not good enough.
That's what they call. That's why some of them are being called comic swaps now. So,
and it's just like, what I've sat here and I've watched your show for. So it's like it was funny because like last night I've been watching Pete for a while, and then I saw Mark come in and say hello in the chat. I hadn't said hello or nothing in the chat because I don't want him knowing I'm there unless I'm actually deciding that he's got something. Until I decide I want to buy something, right? Because at that I want to make sure that because I don't. It just becomes like another source of a freaking like, oh, you're just sitting there. Why aren't you buying stuff? I'm not buying stuff because you're not putting anything up I want to buy.
My only downside to Pete chat, like right when I came in and said, hey, he put up like an Incredible Hulk on the stand, and he was doing the auction and stuff, but I can't see the number on it from where I'm sitting, and I need so few that there's no way that he can call it out and I can look and see if it's one I need, kind of thing, which is fine. That's just the style of the auction. But most of his regulars are whatnot sellers that are getting stuff from him and going over there. But he had some cool books, man. He's got some really, really nice books in this series right now. That Startling that he had up, that was pretty gorgeous.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't know where it is.
It's over there. Back there.
Where?
It's black.
You come get it. I don't see it.
It's right in front of your eyes, Dad.
That's a pin. That's not it. I don't think we've ever put that up here, buddy.
Yes,
I don't know, man. That'd be in the back. We just put the little bitty Pew Pews and stuff. Oh, there it is. You were right. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All of his favorite toy accessories go on my window ledge so he doesn't lose them. We got like the little glow-in-the-dark RoboCop Pew Pew.
Yeah, we can't take those to school now.
The Sword of Darkness. The Taser from Jurassic Park. All kinds of little cool Pew Pews up here. R2-D2's rocket boosters are up here.
Rocket boosters.
And those little fires that hang on it.
The little fires that hang on it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was just a R2 toy from episode
One of the first 3.
Yeah, I think it was episode 2. No, it was episode 3, I think, when they were taking out Grievous in the opening scene, and R2's in the hangar waiting, and the battle droids come in, and he shoots the oil and takes off. I'm like, yes! R2 is awesome. Mike says episode 2.
Anybody picked up Dark Droids?
Taylor Winder did, and he read it, and he refuses to tell anyone that he read it. Or what
I haven't had a chance yet to get to the LCS. My Wednesday, my street was blocked off, and then yesterday I had all intentions of going, but then work just never gave me a chance to even take lunch, let alone leave the house to go to LCS. So I'm hoping to get the chance to go today.
So how's the LCS doing? Not
without me.
Well,
I'm sure they're barely staying afloat.
I'm just thinking without not just if people like you are not being able to go, I guess you're not the only one that's not.
No, it wasn't their street. It was my street.
What's happening?
Okay.
What was happening that you were thinking of, Izzy?
I was thinking that he wasn't able to go in, and so
because of the street. Right. When I said the street, I wasn't specific as to which street. So yeah, no, the LCS, their street totally accessible where they're at.
Okay.
It was in my suburbs.
They trapped you.
Because I live in the suburbs as opposed to the city, like where you were talking about, right? I'm in the series of streets where I'm at. They had it blocked off. They were slurry sealing the asphalt.
Oh, there's some construction got you locked in your house pretty much.
Yeah. You had to have moved your car like a couple blocks away and if you wanted to get in and out all day.
Oh, you know how my life feels like. That's how my life.
No,
is.
I didn't because I didn't go move my car. I just left my car in my driveway.
Then you're like everybody else in my neighborhood.
Because I work from home.
Well, real quick, while we have 11 people watching, I do want to remind everybody that today is actually the day that there's going to be an announcement from the Illuminati, which is DJ Links, Remy Q, myself, Nick's Kicks and Comics, and Shattered Glass. There's going to be an announcement made tonight on In the Mix, so be sure to check out DJ Links' channel. You should have the stream already set. You can turn on that notify me button, and during that show, there's going to be an announcement. You might want to be present for it. First,
or you've already seen the announcement based on that slide.
You probably haven't. I mean, some people have assumed wrong, and the other people have also assumed wrong. So there's only been wrong assumptions so far.
It says LART, doesn't it? LART?
Yes.
LART.
Yes.
LART. That's what it says, right?
But yeah, first-hand information is always better than second-hand information, and you never know when something might be time-sensitive. So I want to check out In the Mix tonight at 9.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems like work.
From Rick, has anybody read The Sacrificers from Rick Remender? It's on Circumstances list.
Probably Josh did. I didn't pick it up.
Did you find him?
Not yet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, guys.
Get the milk cartons. We got to find him.
We got to find Josh.
Mike says also only 2 more days for CBC Awards. Is that for the nomination time
Today
span?
and tomorrow.
Yes.
Today and tomorrow for nominations. August 5th is the last day.
That's
correct.
Get your nominations in.
Go to cbcawards.org and tell the little electronic paper form who some of your favorite content creators are.
Yeah, and you don't have to fill the whole form, even though you can, and suggested that you can. But if if there's spots that you just don't know the answer to, you don't have to answer. That's the best part. That's the best part about the form, because there were spots that even I was like, I don't know that many of those that I could think of off the top. I didn't want to just throw in names. I wanted to throw names of people I actually watch like that.
When I did it, I didn't know. I don't know like those channels, like those bigger ones, bigger ones. Like I know names, but I don't watch their stuff to know like what they do or what they do well, kind of thing.
Yeah, I put stuff that I actually watch, So, but you have those tiers, like the Unknown Channel. There's a reason why it's called the Unknown Channel. And it was like
that's kind of ironic, isn't it? I was like, I can't put a name in here. If I do, it immediately disqualifies them from the category.
Exactly. So it's like the Unknown Channel, but that's for 100, under 100 subs. So
what is going on?
The intention is for somebody who's got very, very low sub count starting out type
this
thing.
This award goes to John Doe. Come on, John Doe. Congratulations. I'm happy you could be here. Congratulations on no one knowing who you are. You've done so well.
Somebody, hey, you're doing a lot of effort in. You've all seen some of those accounts sometimes where they put in a ton of effort and put out great stuff, and you look at their sub count. How is it possible that only like 70 people are subscribed to this channel?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is like so polished.
Some of the drama going
and
on.
That's where we come in, right? We come in and we'll say support this channel, and then they'll get their subscribers, and then they're out of they're out. They've been
but it was basically at the time of whenever it was started or whatever.
Well,
so somebody might be 105 or 120 now, but they were.
Yeah, like
due to all the I don't want to say drama. It has gotten a little dramatic, but the stuff around those Spider-Man books that Marvel had an old cover that was being used in their like cover pool for new books or whatever that guy put in his mystery boxes. Due to that, like it pointed me in the direction of like some mystery boxes that people were opening. And this guy, he doesn't do content. He just recorded and uploaded just doing that. And he had like over 8,000 views on just that one video that he did. Yeah. Mon Comics has upgraded to the Legion tier. Boom. Appreciate that, Mon, and welcome to the Legion tier.
Vikings got
Flash
a
Ray
videos about tonight.
We'll give you the link so you could put in your nomination. So let's see if I can do that here. Here's the link. I put it in the cbcaawards.org. So it's cbcawards.org. So there it is. It's on the link right now. It's on the chat.
Instead of unknown, maybe just channel under 500 subs.
But that's what we have tier 100 to 999, right?
My New Year's resolutions every year is to be better Andy Samberg fan. So, dude, you know what's funny about that is I've been thinking about him all week long because I went back to work Monday, and as soon as I did,
aggressive relaxing or Andy Samberg.
Both, because aggressively relaxing is the picture that I keep on my smartwatch now. It's a picture I took of him at Heroes Con, so I can see him every time I look at the time. But
as
there's
opposed
a
to
dog that came in the kennel named Peralta. I'm like, wait a minute, because it was a new cuz like, why'd you name this dog Peralta? And sure enough, it was Brooklyn 99. I'm like, that's fantastic.
Nice.
I need to contract a video editor for myself. LOL. I can do it, but you send them to me. I'll send them back, and they'll look the exact same.
Yeah. Eman has actually thrown out his hat that he said he was interested in potentially doing some of that for people that were interested.
Oh, cool.
There you go. Hit up Eman's World of Geek
for people. I would do it more often for people, but time is like very limited for me. But if you need pointers,
there's a couple of guys out there that just have bad editing skills, and Izzy's one of them. DJ's one of them. I mean, DJ doesn't contract editing work, but E-Man definitely is another one who's on that list.
But if you guys really want, like, if you want to learn how to do it, just go to like CapCut. That's probably the best one for this kind of stuff. You know, it's
I learned in college, but the problem was it was on videotape. And
Rob, they're cutting reels. And as far as this, like sometimes, you know, like for me, like
cigarette butts, right? I know what you're talking about.
I intentionally don't try to edit stuff if I can help it because I don't have the time, and I feel like once I do that, if you edit one or two times, like that's it. You need to kind of be consistent. So I want my stuff for the most part to look consistent.
Becker looks so amazed. Look
Good morning, Miguel Beckerman.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Wow, he said that his mouth didn't even move.
Nobody fall for it. Nobody bite. Nobody
the video was lagging out. You were just like still like this the whole time, and then all of a sudden, hello guys, and your mouth didn't move or nothing. It was like,
that was so perfect, wasn't it?
Yeah, my stuff is in dire need of an upgrade
or a reboot. Yeah, but hey, Mike, I'm sorry. I tried to get you to in the battle of the folks last night on our whack game. I was trying to get you the win, but somehow the audience voted against you, even though I mentioned that you would win in the battle royale because you had the pimp hand. You would hit people with the pimp hand of Joe, and that still wasn't.
So what happened?
Oh, during Whack Comics, I was on there as a co-host, and
I don't watch that shit.
And there's one of the things is called, one of the segments was called Whack Game, and it's like he pulls names of community members out of a hat and says, okay, you got Beckerman, and his superpower is, this, but his weakness is this, and you got this and this, and then you have to basically debate who would win in a battle to the death, and I had you, and I can't remember who Brian had that you were up against, but I think
I've never even heard of it.
Oh, well, now you might have to check it out just to.
No. That's no reason to watch their content.
All right, fair enough.
There's no reason. Maybe that should be an award ceremony.
I actually really like those guys. I wasn't aware of it.
maybe that should be a category. Show you want.
Okay, and she doesn't have to.
Just see what happens.
And I'm trying to remember who it was. When it was. Oh, John's Comics with Kids was who I think was you were up against on that one. I think.
Oh yeah, that's a tough.
Yeah,
that's a tough hill to climb right there.
I don't know.
You're welcome, Lee.
But yeah,
I was actually thinking about you as well, Rob, because I fell asleep watching. I had been listening to. I fell asleep. Combination. I was like doing a podcast and I had stuff on the TV, and it was comic book podcasts and King of the Hill. But it was the one of my favorite episodes, To Sirloin with Love, where it was actually the original series finale, even though it wasn't the last episode in the series. It was the last one people saw. And Bobby becomes a college level meat grater. And they're like, oh, Bobby, like, how did you get so good at knowing these different cuts of meat? And it shows him as a little baby. And Hank's like, he pulls he's a toddler and he pulls the little toy and it says the cow says moo. And then Hank pulls out a chart of a carcass and he's like, the cow also says I have 8 definable parts that vary in. And so you see like this history of Bobby like knowing meat and the different cuts of it and how one defines prime and stuff.
Actual Dracula says, I voted for you, Beckerman. I said, Beckerman isn't above eating a baby to win an argument. That should intimidate the opposition.
Yeah, that was in response to one of my points was that because John's strength was his family. And I said, yeah, but it's also his weakness because if Becker decides to eat a baby, John's going to fold like that in order to protect his kids.
See, I would have made it much simpler. He's from California.
Actually, so on my notes, it is actually on there, California, and it was, because that was something that he used. Brian had said, I said, "Come on, dude, nobody's hard from California. I'm from." And then he also said something about that you were like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and I said, and it, just not very threatening. I said, wait a second, wasn't all of New York threatened by the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in Ghostbusters? Come on,
right?
I remember when that happened. It was crazy.
Yeah. I remember when that happened.
I was a kid at the time, I was 9 when that happened.
I want to put myself backstage for a few. I want to run Finn to school. His school is now vastly closer than his other one.
Nice.
So, but I'm going to walk him in though.
Yesterday we discovered Georgia sends their children to school incredibly early in the year.
It's not just Georgia, actually.
Yeah, that's how we started the stream.
Like it's August 4th.
I had a lot of people in my feed here in California even posting that they had kids starting school this week, and I was like,
August 4th.
Wow. Yeah, well, we were having this discussion earlier, and I do remember like a couple of years ago that during one of the big budget fiascos, a lot of schools shifted their times that they started and everything else. It was a monetary shell game that shifted a certain number of days of expenses into a different fiscal year. So it was all about cooking the books to make things balance one year's budget, but in hopes that next year's budget was better, and then they get stuck with it. So
I was the kid dancing on the street at the end of Ghostbusters.
But they get out, but the kids get out in like May now instead of wait until mid-June to get out of school. But still,
I was in Commissioner Gordon's funeral procession. My buddies and I went, and they advertised in all the local comic shops for Dark Knight, the Heath Ledger one. After
Chicago?
Gordon's dead, they have that. Yeah, in Chicago, they had that funeral procession. My buddies and I were all in that crowd.
Gordon's dead.
They faked his death.
Oh, okay. I don't remember
the movie Dark Knight.
remember that movie? It has this.
I remember different things about that movie, but I don't remember him any fake to death. That's all.
Yeah, we got $10 and a sack lunch.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Now
they wouldn't hire you because they just have AI for that.
Right. They wouldn't need us.
Yeah, I just worked on Beverly Hills Cop 3 because
did you?
Ooh,
I did because I was working for the amusement park that it was shot at, and
nice.
so we were, and as one of the few over 18 employees there, I was able to stay and work, past midnight when they were doing the filming, and it was like, I think it was a triple shift. So by that time, I think back then, hold on, kids, I think with triple shift money, I think I was making close to $30 an hour that night. So that was big money.
Good money.
It was back then.
Yeah, that's good money.
Because this is
that'll still be good money in an amusement park.
19. Well, actually not. You'd be surprised. So my son just applied this summer to work there at the same amusement park that my wife and I work. Back when I worked there, I think it was like $3.75 an hour. But my son, it was like $20 an hour was what they were offering. He ended up not taking that job, took a different job for the city of San Jose. But but yeah, so I mean, anyways, it was like $30 something an hour I was making on triple time or something. But then we had we got the craft truck we had access to, so we all ate a lot that night. All these college kids eating a lot on there, but we were doing.
We'll do that.
Yeah, so it was funny. The funniest thing I always remember from that whole thing was like one of the scenes was these sky gondolas, a little cabin suspended on a wire that goes across the park type people mover type things. There's a scene where some people are like shooting up and down at each other from the sky gondola, and backstage.
I remember that scene.
Yeah, when we go to move those inside the house, the cabin house, whatever. Basically, you go grab one and you push a whole string of them together. They bang into each other as you're pushing them around the track to get them over to the cable. And we were doing that, and one of the prop guys comes running at us, yelling at us to stop. And we're like, "Oh, what?" And they're like, "Oh, you can't do that." I said, "Well, this is how we always move these damn things." No. Those things are wired with explosives. Stop banging them into each other. Because they had wired them with all these squibs and stuff.
It would have made the movie better, though. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, well, it would have got off not on film, but
it's like, oh. It's funny that you mentioned Beverly Hills Cop 3 because I do have some history with that movie. So I was raised in a very highly conservative household to the point that we weren't allowed to go to the movies. So I missed out on a lot of good movies when I was a kid. Beverly Hills Cop 3 was the very first movie I actually went to the theaters to see.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know, but
it just kept getting worse.
Downhill from there.
Yeah, but afterwards, I got to see a lot of great movies afterwards. So, and I still go see great movies now. It was a weird time where you were not allowed to, regardless of the type of movie. It could have been the most G of G movie. You just were not allowed because conservative idea.
Because the rats owned the theaters.
Evil's Comics. Mike said he was in Arlington Road with Jeff Bridges, and you could see the back and side of his face for a second.
That's the kind of stuff my father would have said. My father was. This isn't an old movie for you guys. Fort Apache in the Bronx. You remember that movie from back in the 70s? He was in that movie, and every time I watch the movie and I try to look for him, I can't find him. He said he's in the movie.
Right there.
He's right there. Yeah, so that was it. What's wrong with Beverly Hills Cop?
Only one guy in our group in Dark Knight got any screen time, and that's because it was Jason, and he's 6'10". So when they do the crowd pan and everybody's like looking back horrified, you can see him because he's like above everybody else.
Yeah,
I remember I had
Cop 3. Well, it's not Beverly Hills Cop.
You got to watch 1 and 2 to understand what's wrong with Beverly Hills Cop 3.
It's not the first 1 or 2. Yeah.
I remember going to football games with Jason. We had season tickets to Iowa Hawkeyes football, and I remember the reactions of whoever got stuck behind him. Like this one guy once sat down, looked forward, and said, "Of course." It was sad because Jason's
Mike,
like the nicest guy.
Wait a second. Lady in the Tramp. That's a different movie than I remember, but
no, we've already talked about this.
He probably does mean Lady in the Tramp. I'm just saying.
We've talked about this. Bambi was my first movie, and Indiana Jones was my second, because halfway through Indiana Jones, I stood up in the theater and asked where Bambi was.
See, I just remember, for me, the earliest movie I remember going to see, and I know that I've saw probably other movies before that, but the earliest one I remember going to the theater to see was Star Wars in the drive-in theater as part of a double feature. And I think the second movie on there was either Star Trek the Motion Picture or or maybe it was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I don't know, some other sci-fi movie at the time. But yeah, watching Star Wars drive-in theater. We on the metal box hanging from your window, the way that Lucas intended for the sound to be played. That's how I experienced Star Wars. Yeah, that's
cool. Yeah, mine was more like, I hope my mom's not seeing me right now. I'm in a rated R. Was Beverly Hills Cop rated R? Now I'm thinking about it, because the other two were
probably for language, if nothing else.
Yeah, because the movie in itself wasn't. Sorry, guys, this was not a good movie.
Land Before Time, says DVH.
Now you got me wondering if Beverly Hills Cop was rated R.
I'm so old. Well,
I don't think it was. I think it was a PG-13 movie. It was rated R.
PG-13 didn't exist when I was a kid, buddy.
Yeah. It's rated R? Really? It had to be just for language.
Well, again, I think so I'd have to double check, when did PG-13 become a thing?
Well, that was 94. PG-13 was in like 85, somewhere around that line.
Was it?
Yeah, it was around there, because I do remember when it came out, it was in the 80s that PG-13 was a thing. I don't remember what was like the first movies that was PG-13, but I know it was in the 80s, because I was like, oh.
PG-13 was introduced in 1984.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember my first R-rated movie, and I think it was RoboCop.
That's a good R-rated movie.
Give the man a hand.
I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, it was, because I got in trouble for watching it.
It spawned a great kid series, right?
But then right after I watched RoboCop, I think we watched Terminator.
Yeah,
another good movie.
I think mine might have been The Toxic Avenger.
My first R-rated movie was Beverly Hills Cop 3.
DVH is going to AEW's England show, and they have a main event now. Adam Cole versus MJF.
I'm so curious of how that story is going to work out.
Yeah, I don't think they know yet.
Because there was, when they did the hug, they did the... Adam Cole did the backstab thing.
Focusing on MJF's face where he looks off and gives that sideways glance.
So I think the way it's going to go, this is my take. I think the way it's going to go is that MJ is going to try to turn on Adam, but Adam is already 2 steps ahead of him and knows he's going to turn on him. It seems almost obvious.
The way that he kept telling what's his name that, hey, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and that's where I think Strong's going to turn on Adam. That seems also obvious.
This is the stuff that kind of bothers me, like, about when wrestling gets too dramatic. Because, like, they never do it in a way where anybody would ever talk to a friend like that. Like,
yeah. That's the best part about it.
Nobody does that.
So, one of the best stories that made it work was the Macho Man Hogan story. They made that work because you knew it was going to happen. But the way they made it work, like you knew Macho Man was right. I'm sorry, I was a Macho Man guy. And they
didn't make it. I don't ever remember a point where Hogan like confessed some like ADD and issue he grew up with, and then Randy Savage goes, "Oh, buddy, you don't have to carry this alone. I'll help you carry your baggage." And like, no.
Yeah. MJF was always coming out and like playing on the sympathy and telling some story about how he was.
It's true, Flash, right? Wrestling stories are better than some.
Oh, I'll give you that.
Oh, although I thought it was an interesting way that the other way was if they had wanted to turn MJF face, that this was an interesting this caught fire in a bottle quick. Let's go ahead and
I think and I think that's what's going on, that this whole storyline, people are kind of enjoying it. You know what I mean? There's a level of enjoyment with the storyline.
Well,
people are kind of want to see
what's great about it, I think, beyond anything else, right, is how if you took MJF's character up to this point, was how he through it, and then all of a sudden you take it from the point where they got put into this tag team together and they decide, and he's the one who decides, I'm going to build this brotherhood, right? This because he's the one who's impetus. Let's go out, you and me. We're going to spend some time together. We're going to do this stuff. And in the way that he became so like into Adam Cole, and all this stuff, and like the posing with him and doing all this other shit, it was hilarious because it was so out of character for really what it was, right? It was just like you and from the story concept of like, I grew up, I like idolized you, right? So all of a sudden, like you could see like this little boyhood fantasy of like, I'm getting to do shit with my hero, and and he does such a good job of playing those different types of roles, even if the stories sometimes are lame that they tell because they're wrestling stories. His ability to sell a certain aspect of it is very good. He's very good at putting on some of that stuff. I love to watch it, and you forget then when he gets in the ring that holy shit, that he can actually go for a while too.
Mm-hmm. I was interested to see DBH's response because I would have been disappointed if I was him too, by that being the main event, because they waited so long to tell these people what the main event was. And to me, that's kind of a ho-hum. That could be a special Dynamite right there, honestly. That doesn't feel like big match.
Especially calling it all in, right? When you make it an all-in event,
they made such a big deal about getting that venue and how much it meant to get over there. To me, I feel like they needed to do a dream match.
Well, it was.
I think there's still dream match still in the making. I think there's a lot of what I think is happening. Is
the Elite re-signed, so now that we've got. They re-signed yesterday or Wednesday.
Tuesday. Tuesday. They made the announcement on Wednesday. Yeah,
it's one of those things that look, they you pointed it out. They all pointed it out was that until this Saturday, nobody's like even mentioned it on TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think is that the only part of the card they've announced?
Yep, that's the only part of the card. There's nothing announced, and so there's that. There's a huge issue going on with the women's division. I don't know if you've seen what's going on there.
With Britt Baker,
with everyone,
right?
With everybody. So Sheeta has the title now, which I think they're doing that to get Saraya in the match.
Oh, did she beat? I fell asleep the other night.
Storm.
Yeah, she beat her in Ricky Steamboat fashion, where she did like this whole thing and she crouched over. So it was kind of like a roll-up type of thing.
Why are they just randomly involving Steamboat?
He's going to show up on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because now they created the real World Championship thing. So that Collision.
Well, that's just for the long hauls you can put.
That's the lineal championship.
That's so that way eventually you can put the two together to unify the belt.
Yeah. So he's gonna be like the referee of that match or something like that, which is supposed to happen on Saturday. Punk versus what's his name? I can't remember his name now. Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks. No.
Yeah.
Flash Ray. We're talking about AEW at this particular moment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So follow wrestling. Yeah. Flash Ray. Wrestling is good to watch. Yeah. So you got All Out happening. They put out the tickets for Grand Slam, but they didn't make any announcement. So the tickets are on sale now, which shocked me.
Yeah, I really do think that AEW has dropped the ball here because, like, on this part of it, it's like there's one thing. There are, like you always say, there's certain things that each company does better, and as much as you hate WWE for some of the repetitiveness on it, they do start booking and putting out there what's coming up on the card fairly early, and then they'll beat you into the ground with what this match is. This build that. Although every once in a while there are some last minute ones that they kind of like scramble to put together, but
yeah, I'll do it.
But
well, I think AEW's big dilemma right now is that they have All Out, and then they have a week later for All In, and so they have to build for All Out, and what's going to probably end up happening is that All In's going to be left in the side.
The other real problem is WWE has a committee that makes matches, and in AEW you've got one guy that insists on controlling the book of his company. They don't have booking agents in the traditional sense. That you've got Tony Khan, and I'm actually prepared to show how Tony Khan does his booking. Here we go. All right, here's my idea. We get Okada. No build-up. We throw him in the ring with no introduction, and we call it a dream match.
Well, don't forget somebody had to probably go talk to him about how they feel that they haven't been used in a while. And hey, what if we put you in a dream match with
every Tony Khan?
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get Miro, and he's gonna fight. Who's Miro gonna?
Every Tony Khan introduction ever. Hi guys.
Yeah, my wife came in the room the other day when I was watching Dynamite, and he came on to make his announcement or he make his comment about whatever, whether it be 200 episodes. I don't remember what it was about. What he was talking about, the 200th episode or whatever he was talking about. But she sits there, she's looking at him for a second. She's like, "Oh man, read the teleprompter much?" And I said, "Yeah, he's pretty wooden and pretty obvious that he's reading from a teleprompter." I said, as much as you want, you can say what you want to say about Vince McMahon not being a great man or whatever, or all these other things, but the man can at least have some charisma when he's talking and put some. I said, maybe that's because he spent the first 10 years or so of his ownership of that company as the ring announcer, where they didn't even like talk about him as being the owner. Instead, it was just like Gorilla Monsoon's the general manager or whatever.
Jack Tunney, don't
forget
Jack.
Yeah. I mean, it was always Vince was just there as an announcer. You didn't talk about him being the owner or anything. It was just, I'm just a ringside announcer, man.
I'm just a ring guy.
I just love every time Tony speaks, it always starts with, "Hi guys." And then just a little pause as he catches his spot.
I'm here to make a really big announcement that in 2 weeks I'm going to make a really big announcement.
Yeah, there's two sides of Tony. There's the guy that's screaming, and then the guy that's looking at the teleprompter, right? So the guy that's looking at the teleprompter, he has a mic in his head, and you could tell his eyes are wide open trying to read it, right? He's like, "Hey guys, it's me, Tony, and I just want to announce that we're gonna have a great show." And then there's the other side where I think, and then he does this thing where he stomps his knee like a little child. So, "It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited, guys. Go check it out. It's our biggest announcement in the last 2 days since." That's Tony Khan.
Good old Vince. Yeah, Vince is just not a good person, but
he never
scum it, as it were. But the one I like Vince's weird picadillos are the most fascinating parts of him. Like the whole if you sneeze in front of him, he loses respect for you. Like there's this whole you can't sneeze in front of Vince thing because he thinks you don't have control of your life.
The urban legends of Vince McMahon.
Like, come on, man. Sneeze?
That's Vince, man. You know, he
I
has
just
a lot
picture
of
a bunch of dudes taking Flonase before they go talk to him.
If they get to go talk to him, he's unreachable
Right.
most of the time.
Well, now he's.
What did everybody think of RVD coming back?
It was high.
Or not coming back, appearing.
I thought that was so funny. I watched that because my wife was, "Who's that?" and I had to explain. But I'm like watching it walk around. I said, "Okay, you can tell that he's got some
Not
wear
in
on
shape.
him. Yeah, he's not. Well, he's in the retired wrestler shape. But
Which
watching him walk to the
be.
ring, you can tell he's got some body aches and stuff as he's moving to the ring and stuff. And I told my wife, I said, you know what? And they said, yeah, but he still can go. I said, yeah, he can still go because he can't feel shit because he's high as a fucking kite. You think Matt Riddle can do some damage to some California green? Man, RVD make Matt Riddle look like he's a kid.
He still looks like he works at a carnival.
Yeah,
he airbrush shirt. The only guy still wearing airbrushed shirts.
Well, here's the funny thing: you put him next to Jerry Lynn, and Jerry Lynn can't wrestle because of an injury, right? But Jerry Lynn looks 100 times better. Like just looking at him put them together, you'd say, who's in better shape? You look at Jerry Lynn. Who's the one that's wrestling? You point to RVD like, wait, something's wrong here. but you know, he straight up said it. I'm going in, I'm gonna probably retire the title because they're gonna get rid of the belt. That's what it sounds like.
Who else thought it was funny? Taz, like when they put him on the spot and they're like, Taz, you know a lot about RVD. Yeah, he punched him in the face.
Taz has the great lines though.
Pick a hand.
Taz, like he's like whenever you see him Hook fighting, he's like, yeah, that, you know, like I have to be okay. You know, I know it sucks, but he's gonna get him. He's gonna kick him. Like he's still sitting on the floor right now.
And for those of you that are still mildly paying attention and don't know that story, RVD once famously had backstage issues with Taz, got so frustrated with him that he went up and offered 2 of his hands to him and said, pick one. Taz picked a hand, and then RVD punched him with it. In the future, if somebody that you think may be tougher than you asks you to pick a hand, decline and apologize.
ECW, those guys are awesome.
Taz was still one of my favorite to watch back in the day.
But you could totally see like a young Taz probably needing a punch in the mouth.
Oh, sure. But at the same time, he was one of my favorite to watch. I mean, I just love
I like Taz.
What I loved about Taz was he acted like he was like 6'10". And he was like, he's 5'8". You know what I mean?
That.
Yeah.
So that was one thing I like. He acted as if he was a big guy, and you felt he made it feel. He made it work.
Taz is the DJ Lynx of wrestlers.
Oh,
look at that! DJ Lynx says in the mix tonight at 9 p.m.
Big announcement, Brooklyn, right? Guys. He is from Brooklyn, so.
And when they have that announcement, DJ Lynx is going to come on your screen and say, "Hi, guys.
I got a big announcement. It's coming out tonight at 9 o'clock in the mix.
Right.
Go to it. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be awesome. Go check it out. 9 o'clock in the mix. DJ
I'll tell you,
we have all the people.
I thought I actually enjoyed. That was the thing I liked about Dark Side of the Ring the other night, the last week. I think it was with Bam Bam Bigelow. Was listening to Taz talk about it and how he was like when he was talking about the whole going through the ring stuff and like how how he still fights with exposing some of that, like the kayfabe stuff, and like how they rigged the ring and stuff.
All that love,
dude. There's nothing wrong with being called the Taz, man. Taz was badass.
Taz is awesome, man.
Yeah, I like Taz. And as a ring announcer, he's probably my favorite announcer at this point.
Yeah, he's a good color commentary guy. He really is.
Taz is fantastic. A testament to EC. Yeah. I mean,
I just feel bad that he gets stuck sitting next to that jabroni in a mask. I do not like Excalibur.
You do not like Excalibur? I like Excalibur. My wife thinks it looks stupid to him with the mask. But...
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, he's a fake luchador. I can deal with that. My problem with Excalibur is he falls into that Tony Khan Mark BS, where if I haven't watched 70,000 hours of Japanese television, they're just going to assume I have. And like a random guy will run to a ring. I have no context of who this guy is. I've never missed a Dynamite. I have never missed a Rampage. I even watched their internet show, and I haven't missed an episode of Collision. Since the formation of this company, I have seen all of their product that they have available, including all of their pay-per-views. But if some random Japanese man runs to the ring that I've never seen on any of these programs, Excalibur will just, with no pre-package, nothing to know about them, and he'll just scream, Toshihiro Atsubushi! Oh my God! Otsubushi's here! Bushi's here! Bushi! That sucks, man. Like, shut up and tell me who this is.
Yeah, I'm always in. I thought that, I guess because I am just a student of, I guess I wouldn't even say a student, but because I only consume the American wrestling and the big name American wrestling. At that, look, I don't know deep into some of the TNA stuff or the independent stuff or anything else even. But so when I'm watching these things, and I'm like, these fans, so many fans supposedly get all blown up about something. Really, there's this many people who watch and like are this knowledgeable about New Japan and stuff. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know like how to even consume New Japan wrestling.
Yeah,
let alone
that's one of the good things about WWE. WWE, they don't claim that you know the person. In fact, they make it seem like this person just came out of nowhere.
Even if they were just somebody else.
And they'll give you a video package on them. A professional video package will introduce who they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if it was that same person who was a different character 3 weeks ago, you're still going to get as if they're brand.
Who's the hottest guy right now? Who's the hottest guy? Yeah, Max Dupree, right? The hottest guy right now is LA Knight, right? And everyone knows him from his days as Eli Drake. For those of us who are wrestling fans,
and as Max Dupree.
And then he becomes Max Dupree, and then out of nowhere he becomes LA Knight, right? But they make it seem like this guy came out of nowhere. It's like the guy's 40 right now. Right. He's been around, and he's done billions of commercials. Well, so people have seen him.
Yeah, he's been in like the WWE workout videos, and
he's an actor who's done tons of commercials. Like he's in there's a Ric Flair insurance commercial. I don't know if you guys ever seen the Ric Flair insurance commercial. He's the other wrestler that Ric Flair chops. You gotta look it up. It's hilarious. They made a video of all the commercials he's done. It's a lot.
I've been sitting here trying to even think of who the guy Excalibur pissed me off with when they first brought him in over a year ago. He's recently been in a feud with Moxley. He was one of the guys that they brought in to help them fight the Elite brought in to help them fight the Blackpool Combat Club.
You talking about Kota Ibushi?
No, maybe is it Ishii? The guy that looks like a walking potato.
Yeah, you're talking about Ishii.
Ishii, okay.
Yeah.
I'd never seen
potato, he really does.
He looks like a baked potato.
Because he has no neck.
He grew arms and legs and started wrestling. But he showed up a little over a year ago. And the first time he showed up, I think, was to wrestle John Moxley. And I'd never, or Eddie Kingston. It was one of those two guys.
Yeah.
But I'd never heard of him. And I was like, oh, who is this guy? Who is this potato marching down to the ring? And Excalibur just screamed his name 3 times and proceeded to keep screaming like fanboy noises. And I'm just like, okay, so is anybody going to explain to me who this potato is?
He's a potato. Well, it's like Tony Schiavone with Sting, man. You could tell they're making him do that. You know what I mean?
It's Sting. That's
like
cool.
the greatest Sting
Because at least
ever.
I know who Sting is.
Hey,
But he's 60 years old, man.
He ate, yeah, but he's busy right now. He's recovering. He tried to eat a table, and now he's gonna
the hard way.
Exactly. He was force fed a table, and now he's gonna.
What the hell were they doing approving that? Whoever approved that needs.
What was
to be
he
fired.
thinking? Even saying, "Hey, I'm gonna do this,"
because I feel like Sting's a team player.
The dive was bad. It was the dive that caused the
everything about that
was bad. It was the dive itself.
You saw that like, oh,
it was the distance that you're asking him to dive, and then the fact that the double tables like that was like, that's what the problem is. If it was just the one table, it would have been fine. But it was the fact that there was the second table that he didn't get far. So when his body went through, but his head now took that other table right to the.
It's just so awesome seeing those wrestlers that don't jump like that, because usually they get this little momentum, they got this little pop up in the air to go down, right? He just went.
Yeah, it's at that age, it's kind of like a push off fall, but it's like,
he little poof.
Yeah, no, that was. I saw that. I was like, oh God, this is not going to end. But there's a lot of things I see on AEW where I go, this is not going to end well. But the people seem to do okay. But
yeah, because some of those.
If you hop on, Spidey will stop talking about wrestling. We promise.
Yeah. Well, we're just waiting for Spidey to jump on. I could talk about some comics and some movies I've seen. I've seen a few.
Do you like potatoes? Have you ever wanted to see one wrestle?
Yeah.
Potatoes are great. I love mashed potatoes. I love baked potatoes.
Is this going to be like a new Forrest Gump? You got mashed potatoes, you got garlic mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, you got frick side potatoes, I got fried potatoes.
Isn't that a Sling Blade?
No, Forrest Gump, because like he's talking about shrimp. You got shrimp gumbo, and you got shrimp, and you got red fly shrimp, and you got red eye shrimp, and you got
more things with potatoes.
I was thinking Sling Blade, where he's like French fried potatoes.
I don't know. I don't remember Sling Blade, but maybe.
There you go.
All right, fellas. I have a call I got to hop on anyway. So wrestling talk is over, folks. You're all safe for me. I have to leave and go do a phone call. I will talk to you all later.
That sounds a lot like work.
It does.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Well,
there's your answer.
Here's the thing, Rob. Nobody's sending me money in the mail for like photos of me or anything. My OnlyFans hasn't taken off. So I'm going to need to keep working this
Have you
job.
tried posing with just you and that hand of Joe?
Oh God, I've done everything I could with it, and nobody on my OnlyFans seems to be reacting.
What you need to do is you need to take an image of you dancing with a Turok comic book, and I guarantee you that OnlyFans is going to go through the roof.
Through the roof?
Through the roof, man.
To the moon?
You got it.
All right, guys. You both had... Hey, hi, guys. I'll see you later.
Oh, and there you are. Just the two of us.
Hey, isn't that copyrighted with TM Nerdy and Roscoe? Just
what?
The two of us.
I don't know.
For their show.
I don't know.
In between the lines. Part of the Monday night lineup.
I'll be honest with you. I don't watch that show.
Yeah,
nothing against.
Show. Yeah,
it could be. It's nothing against them. Yeah. I just haven't watched an episode. That's all.
Yeah.
There's a lot of internet out there.
Oh, there is.
There's a lot of TV out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I have family who also want some of my time.
And that's the same problem I have. They want our time.
And so sometimes when people talk about certain shows, I go like, how come I haven't seen an episode of that yet? Mm-hmm. And I know the concept of the show, but I haven't I don't think I've ever sat down to. I mean, I might have seen clips, even, but I've just never watched it to know that when just the two of us was a thing between them. That would be news to me.
Yeah, no, they have a great show. I will admit they have a great show. It's a sketch show in the most.
Yeah, I know. I know what the show's about. And stuff like I said, I know of it, and I've probably seen clips of it, but I've just never sat down to watch full episodes on a regular basis to know whether or not a particular song was part of their repertoire.
Yeah. So it's definitely part of their repertoire. That's their
okay. Well, there you
intro.
go. I learned something.
There we go. There you go. That's their intro. So let's talk about other shows that are out there that Rob does not watch.
Don't expose. Let's not expose that now. I have a lot of stuff that runs too. That's like passive. It's on the side and if I get a chance to look over, I'll watch some stuff like when things are dead. But because I work from home. I have a lot of, I support accounts globally for the company I work for. And so literally I've been doing this, I've been working to like when I log off, I'll be working and stuff because I'm supporting, like right now I'm supporting Europe, and later on I'll be supporting the US. And then I got APAC that comes online at some point. And so I have stuff that runs on another monitor here that's hooked up to a cable box that stuff is on a playlist, and it plays different content for me. And when I get chance between stuff, if I got slow time, I'll turn over and pay more attention. But otherwise, I'm racking up. I am putting watch hours out there for people on community member stuff, if nothing else. And then if I get a chance to do it on the computer, then I actually have the ability to leave comments and stuff if I can. But so there are stuff I watch, or there's things where I will get snippets of shows. Because I got 2 minutes. Okay, let me watch the show. Okay, this is what's going on. Oh, now somebody's calling me. All right, so now I got to turn back and pay attention to this. So I only get like 3 minutes of a 40-minute show or something.
That's the hard thing, right? So for me, I catch the shows when I'm working from the office. So if I'm working from my office, then I could just go ahead, put the show on the side, because I have 2 monitors in my office. I put it to the side. We have terrible internet, by the way, in the office. It's one of the worst things you can see. You could deal, but I put it in the side and I let it play out for 1, to support, and 2, because I actually listen.
Right.
That's the thing. I'm able to listen more than I'm able to watch. And of course, if they say something that stands out, I'll like, okay, let me just go check to see what this is about. The other thing I want to make sure I do is give people their comments, because that tells you, believe it or not, that tells you YouTube that you took the time and effort to say something for the show. So you get your watch hours from me, you'll get your comments from me. I think even more so than a thumbs up, because a thumbs up is like, I think thumbs ups are great, and I think everything should get a thumbs up, because obviously it's part of that algorithm thing, right? But the thumbs up is only going to take you so far. I think the comments are what's more important here. So because a comment is me stopping what I'm doing to say, hey, great show, guys. Awesome stuff. I have this one guy who always leaves a comment, and he leaves like a thesis. And I'm like, thank you. But I'm like, dude, all you have to just say is great stuff. You know what I mean? It's equally the same thing. But he's like, on 8:32, when you talked about this, it was amazing. And I thought and I was like, thanks. My response is always thanks for watching.
Well, you sit there. If you're like, I don't know, I don't have time to do responses in real time. So it's like sometimes it's like at the end of the day or something. Oh, okay, I've got 20 comments to respond to, and it's like you're trying to respond to every single one of them, and some of them are very simple, and it's like, okay. But is your okay? I feel weird saying thanks like 14 times.
Yeah,
sometimes and even when I try to add something else to it, sometimes it's like I just said that. I mean, it is what it is, right? It's part of the game. But and I don't think that anybody really cares unless they ask a specific question. It's just more that you recognize that they mutual recognition.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I will do a thanks for watching.
Hey, I appreciate
for doing this. I appreciate
taking the time.
Great comment. Like, of course, I try to make it as different as I possibly can. But yeah, I'm with you. There's times you're just there, like, I don't know what else to tell you. You tell me exactly the same thing.
Oh,
okay.
A little pecan tart? No, what is that? I can't
little miniature pecan pie.
That's what I said. Pecan, and you
kind of look like a mini pizza.
No, you said
like a
tart.
pizza bagel.
You said pecan tart. What is that?
Well, tart's like
I honestly don't know.
Like a small pie, like they can
Hmm.
say tart. Yeah.
In that case, absolutely.
Okay.
There you go.
Pecan tart, pecan pie, the world's greatest butter and sugar delivery system.
Yes. Yeah, I love pecans.
So
what did I miss?
Rob, a lot of wrestling. We talked a lot of wrestling while you were gone.
We had the wrestling
I heard
segment of the show. We stopped doing it to get Matt Spidey to come back, but he decided to go to sleep. So we got that going on. And now we're talking about comments, leaving comments, and what kind of comments we're going to leave, and the fact that Rob doesn't watch a lot of shows, which I think we kind of knew that already. Anything else? Oh, just the two of us. Just the two of us is, copyrighted. Was the
impetus of all this, apparently?
Yeah, it's copyrighted by TM Nerdy and Roscoe, because that's their music. That's their music intro. For In Between the Lines. Is there anything? Did I miss anything else, Rob?
I don't know, except the Couch and Slouch is now saying, is it pecan or pecan? Well, it's pecan.
Is it pecan or pecan? It's pecan.
Pecan? It depends on where you come from. Isn't that the same thing?
Mm-mm.
No?
No. Well, you know why?
Tell me why.
So, phonetics. Go back to what you learned in school. When there's one consonant between two vowels, what does the first vowel do? It says its name, right? So it's pecan.
I did good in gym.
All right, everybody.
Don't forget, we spelled the DA over here.
DA. The.
Just like DJ Links, he knows.
The more I drink, the more Southern ice. I don't know.
You watched Mutant Mayhem last night, you said?
I saw it. I really enjoyed it. I love the callbacks. I thought the callbacks were great. They were subtle. The funny thing, the one thing that I was like a little off by, but it didn't bother me as much, was that Michelangelo didn't have that the surfer talk, but they gave it to Paul Rudd's character. So I guess he's gonna adapt it in some way.
Yeah, I like how they vibe though.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it for the most part. There was some of them making it their own I felt was unnecessary. Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles wheel does not need reinventing. That's why it's lasted as long as it has.
Yeah.
And but other than that, I think it gets borderline like weird for adults. I don't know how kids will see it, but it gets borderline like almost grotesque at times. It's just
that's the funny thing, because that's what I was telling my kids that. So I was watching it and I was like, this gives me a huge 90s Nickelodeon vibe. Even though it is a Nickelodeon movie, let's call it what it is. But it has that Nickelodeon vibe of the 90s where things with the animation was just kind of weird, especially the way they did humans. Humans all had this problem with their chin. I don't know. Did you notice that?
Yeah, their faces are distorted. Their skins are bad.
Yeah, so they had a choice on how they were doing the animation, because everything looked ugly. It was beautiful to look at as far as 3D animations, the colors. They definitely borrowed from Spider-Verse. That's guaranteed. They were inspired by Spider-Verse. They didn't
this isn't these people's first movie with this kind of animation style.
But they were inspired by the colors and the style. But it was its own thing, and there was some callbacks to Eastman and Lair, like they called the school the Eastman School. They called the Lair with a D. So I like that, and of course we had that nice little mid-credit scene, so that I was really happy to see. So overall, it was I really, really enjoyed it. It was a good movie. It was solid.
Yeah, there was some just random decisions, like Splinter's love interest that was like what the way that the movie ended before the end credit scene after the final battle I thought was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But those little direction things I feel can be where they were at the end of the movie, that can be fixed with the mid credit scene.
Yeah.
Like feel like they're like, hey, we're happy to be able to go do this. Looks like we're not able to go do this. We got to go.
Yeah. But I never recalled I never recall any version of the Turtles where they were accepted by humanity. That's the only thing I didn't understand. Because the Turtles were always hidden. They were like
they're also ninjas. You know, they're ninjas.
Yeah, so that's kind of the whole point of being
ninjas. These turtles knew martial arts, but these turtles are not ninjas at all. They're just turtles that fight.
But I did like the callback of Splinter learning how to be a sensei. That's how it was originally.
Well, yeah, but the method was different. The delivery system was different. That was updated, I guess. Like,
yeah.
Instead of a book, they're just watching
YouTube
TikTok,
videos. Yeah,
they're trained by TikTok. Yeah, I mean that's no different than back in the day having the handbook, you know, that you would find.
Yeah. So that was cool, and some of those, and I love the callbacks to those videos that they were doing because some of them did feature Jackie Chan in them.
Some had Bruce Lee, and
yeah, so all good stuff. The Saturday afternoon movies.
Yeah, if you're going to learn how to nunchuck, there is no one better than Bruce Lee playing ping pong with nunchucks and beating two people. You know, that's crazy.
And there was a callback to Vanilla Ice too. The Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, when they jumped through the car and I was playing on the radio.
There was
one thing. It had a fantastic soundtrack, but for a PG movie, some of those songs, in my opinion, didn't need to be in the movie. Like "Ooh Baby, I Like It Raw" doesn't need an extended playing for. You know, you wouldn't want like your 5-year-old walking around singing "Ooh Baby, I Like It Raw."
Well, they had was Rum Shaker one of the songs? No, it was No Diggity. It was No Diggity.
You don't have to. I'll leave it.
No Diggity. The big one was Four Non Blonde.
Oh wow, yeah, that was
the big song of the movie.
Look at that. There's
what's going on
in there.
So,
have you had
overall liked it?
Do you want one?
Good movie, worth watching. I'm curious how it's going to handle the weekend this weekend, though. That's my biggest curiosity. I think it's going to perform.
I'm about to eat one of these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cake bites.
Yeah, the marketing for that movie is insane. It's just in the same way that I think Barbie and Turtles, their marketing strategy killed it, and that's why everybody wants to see them.
That's good.
Yeah.
Cake bites.
Don't forget, get Blue Ranch Doritos.
But is it as good as that pecan tart? Oh
no, God no. This is overly sweet. That one, they come with like 3 little cake bites in there. That one was enough. Yeah, Pizza Hut's got them on the boxes right now. Nobody out pizzas the Hut. That's a proven fact.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the cheese sticks, the cake bites. The stuff that we put in the house for like the kids, like little cake snacks and stuff like that. It seems like the kids are grabbing Ninja Turtle stuff left and right.
Mm-hmm. What was your thought? Okay, what was your thoughts on how they changed the April O'Neil character? But she's gone through the most dramatic change.
Yeah, I thought it was ridiculous. It was dumb. You have this. She's not a journalist.
Well.
And they stole the joke.
It had to be updated for modern time. There is no journalism.
That's not true.
They definitely
every article you see online is coming from whether it's a good one or not, but like all the 24-hour news cycle, all they're doing is stealing and repeating journalist stuff, and then just trying to drag it out, you know. But she's not a journalist, and on top of that, they stole the South Park gimmick. That was lazy. Like if she talks in front of an audience, she throws up. Just
yeah, she's also a teenager. She's a teenager in high school.
Yeah, there's nothing
with an illegal scooter. She has an illegal scooter.
Yeah, and now she's qualified at her age to be a news anchor.
Well, wasn't that the school? That was the school. The original one that she threw up in was the school news team.
Okay,
that was the school.
I thought she got into the news.
Yeah, and at the end, she somehow managed to go inside and become a news anchor without any sort of security stopping her.
Yeah, thought that was goofy. And probably the other biggest gripe is you took like their entire rogues gallery, save one person, and they are now all kumbaya in the sewer together.
Well, two people, not one, it's two.
Yeah, we didn't see Baxter again.
So we didn't see Baxter again. Obviously, Shredder's the big one, right? But the other one's Kang. Kang's not in it. Krang. Sorry, wrong Kang. Krang's not in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, Kang's not in it either, but
yeah, Kang's not in it. But then again, he might be in the movie. You know, it just might be an alternate version of him.
Had a Pizza Hut Ninja Turtles pizza last night. Are they doing like a promotional pie or anything? Because we like.
Yeah, I heard it's terrible.
There's no such thing as a bad Pizza Hut pizza. Sorry, Izzy.
I'm from New York, man.
Well, then let me ask you a serious question: Sbarro's or Pizza Hut?
Neither. Sbarro's worse. Ooh, Sbarro's bad.
See, we have a Sbarro's here in the mall, and it's actually
every
good.
mall has a Sbarro.
I don't know. See, I don't know. I've never seen one outside of our Augusta mall, but like I learned from DJ, it's like a northern like fast food chain pizza place. It's terrible, but down here they're actually this one we have is actually good.
We got
It's not like comparable to like artesian pizza or dine-in pizza experience or something like that. I'm talking
gourmet
like
pizza.
Yeah, I'm talking fast food pizza here. You know, like nobody out pizzas the Hut for just your, Pizza Hut Domino kind of thing. Little Caesar.
Right in my block.
Oh, if you put it in with those lots, sure.
Yeah, in my block I got Pizza Hut, Papa John's, and Domino's, and no one goes to them. Everybody goes to Lana's Pizza, or everybody goes to Lana's Pizza, or Brothers Pizza, or Frank Pepe. Well, Frank Pepe is pretty good. That's a little more franchise. You got Frank's Pizzas, you got Jimmy's Pizzas, you got Two Brothers Pizzas, you got Three Brothers Pizza. That's what we got. We got all sorts of pizza.
I want to go against the grain and just do one brother pizza. It's just me.
Yeah.
Doesn't make him a brother anymore. How about
brother and sister
pizza?
Brother and sister pizza?
That's just
we got Mama's Pizza. We got Mama's Pizza. No one eats Daddy's Pizza.
What's interesting is like my kids.
That just sounds bad.
My kids.
You want Daddy's Pizza? I'll show you my pie if you let me.
What I think is great is my kids love cheap pizzas. Like we would order pizza for like us, and my kids, can we have Little Caesars instead? Yeah, sure, no problem. We'll go swing by and pick you up a $5 cheese pizza on our way to get our pizza. And
that's been sitting there.
Right. That way we don't have to spend it. We don't have to spend a ton of money getting you a $20 cheese pizza. You can eat the cheap ass $5 one, and they love it. And I'm like, how do you like that stuff?
For $13, you could get a huge pizza here in New York.
But hey, I'll tell you this: what was great when we used to feed like the Boy Scout troop for stuff, it was great to go to Little Caesars and just go in there and pick up like let me get call it ahead of time and say like I need 7 cheese pizzas and 7 pepperoni pizzas and walk out and go, wow, that was like less than $100.
Yeah, $40.
Exactly. You're just like, I fed an army for
whenever there's like whenever you get all the kids together, it's like it's always in our case it's always gonna be Papa John's, right? We could go to the really good pizza spot, but Papa John's Pizza, get those $5 pizzas. You want pepperoni? Okay, pepperoni. You got pepperoni.
$5.99.
Domino's. You know what? I've had Domino's once in my life, and that's after they supposedly spent all their money reinventing their pizza to make it better. And I wouldn't eat that crap if someone put a gun to my head.
Dude,
I'd rather eat the bullet.
Like anything about Domino's. Now I like Papa John's. I like them a lot, but that's one that like runs out of its novelty real fast for me. Pizza Hut doesn't.
Pizza Hut Pizza Hut was just one like I don't know. I would eat it on occasion, but we never really wasn't a big for my family. It wasn't big. I mean, we went to growing up as a kid. We would go to a different place. It was a small chain, but it's out of business now called Straw Hat Pizza. But out here on the west, we have a chain called Round Table Pizza. And that's really, really popular here.
You want to hear something wild, Rob?
California Pizza Kitchens.
Those are all just artesian things. But Pizza Hut, like it was like I've always gone to Pizza Hut, like dine in. They had the buffet, the salad bar, and all that stuff. Grew up going to Pizza Hut so much so that it became like a ritual on Sundays. Even after I was moved out and stuff, I would. Sunday at lunchtime, we'd meet Mom at Pizza Hut. She'd get out of church. We would have a family lunch at Pizza Hut. when Finn was born, we left the hospital and actually went straight to Pizza Hut to get something to eat because we were hungry and wanted food. That's where our first meal after Finn was born was.
Yeah, for us it was like pretty much a similar thing. Like once a week we'd go to a Straw Hat Pizza, and we just loved it as a kid because Straw Hat, they had like big huge projection movie projector essentially, and they had like always playing was Three Stooges or Little Rascals.
Nice.
Stuff was playing there, and so as kids, like while you were waiting for the pizza to get cooked or whatever, you could sit there and watch that, and then of course the arcade thing was, a couple video arcade games were there or whatever, but it was just, you could hang out and just watch these things and then eat your pizza and watch stuff while the parents could go sit a couple tables back and have a conversation while the kids were entertained by freaking Three Stooges and Little Rascals,
man.
Shorts.
I love the Pizza Hut breadsticks as well. Their cheese bread is like just as good, but I'm a fan of Little Caesars also. I think for value, like it's spot on. And their Italian cheese bread, it's so good, but it's like super greasy and like.
Well, that's where I actually do like the Domino stuff outside of the pizza. Like I like their chicken wings. I like their buffalo wings. I like their kickers. I do like their breadsticks too. Their cheesy bread and all that stuff. So I do like Domino stuff for that stuff. But
that's a good idea. Taking pizza to the drive-in to see Ninja Turtles. You have to get Pizza Hut though, because that's the official sponsor of the movie. And if you think about it, if you go get the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles VHS out and you throw it in your VHS player, what's the first commercial you see before the movie? The Little League ball game, and they're all wrapping up the game, having won, and they go to Pizza Hut. It's a Pizza Hut commercial.
Are you talking about the VHS video?
Yes. And then what's ironic is in the movie, it's a Domino delivery driver.
Some of us are working, bub. Just saying.
What is going on, my dude? Flo says that Prince Street Pizza, the best pizza in NYC, and he wants to do battle.
Okay, so the battle is on. You gotta go to where was it in Brooklyn? I'm trying to remember the name. I can't say the name. It's escaping me.
What I love is New York, man. They all have, every New Yorker has their fucking pizza place, and they will battle. They will swear up and down. They will not entertain the concept that another pizza joint in all of New York might be on par with their pizza joint.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name that does the pizza reviews? Is he
the guy who does pizza reviews?
Yeah, like he's like famous for doing pizza reviews on the internet or something. I think he owns something else, but he does like he just goes to like every pizza place in America and does these short little videos.
There's so many good pizza places here in New York, man.
And it's
hard to name them all.
I just found this guy like a couple months ago, and he orders like just a large pizza. Apparently, he's been around for years. He's got a huge following, and he says like you take one bite.
Barstool Pizza.
You know the rules. That sounds like it. Barstool Pizza.
Yeah.
He's got it. Like his name's Dave something from Barstool. There it is. Yeah. See, Too Tasty knows Barstool President ? Pizza reviews.
So he's reviewing a whole bunch of different spots. There's
Portnoy.
New York City Pizza Kitchen.
Dave Portnoy, and he takes like one bite and he gives it a review. He's had like major celebrities on with him.
He's almost at 10. He's almost at 10K. Yeah, so he's reviewing a lot of pizza places.
He's been doing it.
He reviews Chuck E. Cheese's.
Yeah, he don't play.
Nobody goes to Chuck E. Cheese for the pizza.
Nobody should actually eat the Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Where does it go?
We used to have another chain that was like Chuck E. Cheese out here called Bullwinkle's. That was all themed around Rocky and Bullwinkle, but sadly, it doesn't exist anymore.
My niece, when we went to Chuck E. Cheese's, when she was a kid, she was scared to death of that rat. Now that's a rat. That's a rat, man. He was dirty too. Like they never cleaned the suit.
Yeah, that was Mr. Charles Entertainment Chief.
Yeah, so he would run around and she's like, just running away from him, and he's literally like,
It goes up here, baby.
Oh no, this guy does a lot of reviews, man. He got one with Kevin Hart. Hey, he reviews Sbarro's.
Where you got to show me where it goes. I don't know where it goes. I don't see nowhere for it to go.
Okay, all right. This guy Dana White, Matt Richmond.
He had like the whole
Townsend.
cast.
Yeah,
he had the whole cast of Tag on there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Johnny's Pizzeria in Mount Vernon is pretty good. I'll admit to that one. That's a good one.
The fact is, about every fourth pizza joint in New York City is fire. The best one is always the one a block past your closest one.
There you go. Yeah, Jerome's Pizza. That's my pizza spot, man. I love Jerome's Pizza. I love them. Good, best Cipolle's. Best Cipolle's. Love me some good Cipolle's.
Okay, so I don't know where this goes, Monk. So I don't know what to do.
Like garlic knots. I love garlic knots. Yeah. So if I want a good family style pizza, I'll get to Frank Pepe's Pizza, which is a bit of a chain now.
Yeah, but I don't know where it goes. I don't know.
Famous Ray's Pizza. It's which one is the actual Famous Ray's?
I want to think that like New York and your guys' pizza is like for me out here it's San Jose and our taco shops. It's like we got like a billion freaking little taco.
We got some good taco spots here too, man. We got Taco Number One, which I love, man. I love getting my.
We got like all these like little independent little things all over the place, and it's like people all, oh no, you got to go to this taco. Oh no, this taco place is the best. It's like I don't know. To me, they all just taste like fucking tacos.
Oh no! You could get good. You got to go to the taco spot. There's some good taco spots out here too.
No, don't.
They don't taste all the same, man. Don't judge your tacos compared to all the other tacos.
Yeah, Beckerman speaks highly of the KC barbecue.
Oh, sure,
is that just like iconically known barbecue location?
Kansas City's one of the big meccas of barbecue. Yes,
I know Nashville has to be one, right? Because they have like the Nashville hot, but that's more chicken, isn't it?
So there's a couple different regional styles. Kansas City is one of those regional styles, like Texas barbecue and
good Sicilian pizza is good. Yeah, that's good.
Many of y'all follow Sally Slices. He's up in Jersey, but he's become like the TikTok king of pizza.
Oh yeah. Well, you mean the guy who spins the pizzas that he showed up in '80? There's like a wrestler.
Not the fucking wrestler.
There's like a guy who has a
Brooklyn
his dad immigrated here, opened a pizza spot. He works in the family business and made it huge by doing stuff on social media, just basic stuff. But he's fun to follow. People come in and they like are known for like a Corleone style pizza. Mm-hmm. People come in and he's always
got a
like
horse head on it.
I think so. And
that's the specialty pizza.
It's a lot of cool food content creators out there, man. I love watching food stuff.
So you also got another good one, Original Joe's Pizza. That's Peter Parker's pizza spot from the movie.
Is he the one that fired
three spots? Yep, that's the guy who fired Parker. There's three of those spots. So the original one is
from like one of those crazy wild. I guess I don't know if it'd be an artesian style, if that's just how they always come. Those Chicago deep dish. It seems like they have like just the sauce poured on the top of them almost.
Yeah, I like them.
I've never had one. They look delicious.
We sure. Uno's Pizza is probably the closest thing we had to that here.
I wasn't sure if it was Florida meth I needed to try or bath salts, but I guess it's meth.
It's the bath salts.
Yeah.
Florida meth. Oh, we got to try that out. Okay. Try everything once, right? That's how that works.
They definitely cornered the market on bath salts.
Yeah. When I think bath salts, I don't think of anybody else other than Florida.
That's kind of like what I've heard some people review. It's kind of more like lasagna. There's just something about the way that sauce looks across the top and that crust.
Well, it's more bread, right? So it's more like a bread.
Well, it's
bread.
It's a different style of crust, as well as not only that, the way it's done in the pan and everything else, and so it's a very different style of pizza, but it doesn't make it less than or anything else, right? Mm-hmm. And it is more a good Chicago pizza is one that is more of something you eat with utensils sometimes, rather than
no. I don't care. That pizza needs to be falling out of my hands, man. I'm not taking a fork or
again. It doesn't make it less than. It's just a different style.
That's not pizza anymore. That's what Winder said. That is lasagna.
Look
When
at
have to throw in the pork,
everything's got to
man.
fit in one box. You prejudiced son of a bitch.
Here we go. Cornmeal crust,
Then
then cheese, then a whole wheel of sausage, then more cheese, then raw tomato sauce.
No, that's how you do it.
I don't know if I would like that or not, to be honest with you.
And then there's some places out here, or there was a place out here. Unfortunately, they closed down finally. That did that, but they made a version of that where then they put another cheese deep dish pizza on top of it, and so if that pizza weighed like 20 pounds, and it was fucking amazing.
Pizza, wow. So
it was
what
amazing.
Makes pizza great? Everybody talks about the sauce. Everybody talks about the cheese. Everybody talks about the dough. But really, what makes a pizza great is the water that's being utilized for the dough, and that's why New York and Chicago has the best pizzas.
Well, that's funny you say that, because one of like our legitimate
crazy that he would come up with such a ridiculous statement.
We have some legitimately good
water,
pizza
man.
spots here. We've got like there's a couple places they've been kind of franchised now. Like we have a place called Pizza Joint, a place called Mellow Mushroom, and Mellow Mushroom, that's like part of their marketing. It's like I think it says like spring water dough, or fresh water dough, or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how much water you're all putting in your pizza dough. Granted, now I make sourdough pizza crust when I'm making pizza.
I'm telling you, man, it's the
and
water.
There's not a lot of water in it.
But it's the water. It's the type of water that's being used, because we have to thoroughly clean our water to make it drinkable, and that's why
does every municipality.
And yes, Taylor, I am out of my mind, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It's all about water, man. It's the water. Same thing with the bagels. That's why the bagels are so good. The water.
Oh, please. New Yorkers think that everything in their city is good and that everything else sucks.
Is that wrong?
See what I'm saying? Is they don't recognize that anything else, anything else could possibly be better or different.
We are the center
or
of
that if
the
it's
universe.
If it's not their way, it can't possibly be. Yeah, no. This is what I love about being, the one thing you can say a lot of shit about Californians, but the one thing that's kind of nice is that we really don't have our own style on a lot of things. And so we're willing to pick and choose and have different styles. Like around me, I can go get Chicago style pizza. I can get New York style pizza. I can get Detroit style. I can get all these different things. I can get Texas barbecue, Memphis barbecue. I can Kansas City barbecue. And then you get places that fuse these things together. And I think we end up getting better for it because we're willing to reach outside of just one individual method or style.
So you borrow everybody's style to make your
and make
style?
something better out of it. Yeah, take the best pieces.
So
take the best of all the different elements.
What is Detroit style pizza? Just a lot of pepperonis or something?
I don't really understand.
A lot of oil fuel.
A lot of oil. I don't know. Yeah, sourdough pizza. Yeah, sourdough pizza is great to fucking make, dude. I love sourdough pizza.
Good Sicilian slice, man. You gotta get a good Sicilian slice.
Sicilian slice.
You get the Sicilian slice, man.
If I can go cook it out on the fucking grill on the pizza stone with the freaking wood smoke. No, I don't. A lot of people do. I get it. But people say a lot of shit about fucking Iowa too.
I don't think anybody's gonna talk about Iowa pizza. I'll tell you that much.
No.
Maybe potatoes, or is that Idaho?
Corn. That's Idaho. It's corn. Yeah. Iowa's corn. Yeah.
Iowa's corn. Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Infinite diversity and infinite combinations in pizza.
As long as it doesn't have pineapple.
Yeah, no pineapple. Pineapples. No. You don't put pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
If you have pineapple on pizza, then you have to have ham on pizza.
Mark, I saw this video the other day. I thought of you. I couldn't believe it. I thought you'd love it too. Somebody who was arguing. This lady was talking about how she was a vegan. She was a vegan, and that she was so happy that she found these organic eggs because the chickens were fed a vegetarian diet. That meant that the eggs were vegan.
Vegan eggs?
That's
And to which, the argument was, yes, and that's why I only eat grass-fed cow too, because it's vegan.
yeah. What was she claiming to be vegan or vegetarian? Because isn't
No,
vegan?
she
No,
was claiming to be
vegan-
That
vegan.
means you don't eat.
You're not supposed to eat the
animal
egg.
products.
Yes, no animal products, right?
Like even it doesn't matter what it's fed. Like you don't even do cheese. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, no
Yeah.
animal byproduct stuff. Right, anything that came from an animal.
Or
Yeah, no,
processed foods or stuff like that.
It was one of these young kids that doesn't know
Levels of veganism or something like that.
doesn't know anything. First of all, let alone to understand the concept that even if you were vegetarian, to say, "Oh, the egg's now vegetarian because the chicken ate was vegetarian."
Kids definitely do be stupid. I was dumb as hell as a kid, and probably not much better now. Eggs are animal products until they turn into chickens. No, eggs aren't chickens until they turn into chickens. They come from a chicken, so they're an animal product.
One of my favorite things is to have fried chicken with eggs.
Chicken and eggs?
Yeah, chicken and eggs. Which do you eat first, though, the chicken or the egg? The yolk's on you. You dip the chicken in the egg.
Oh,
Too tasty. Said vegans.
So then you eat the egg first because the yolk is the layer on top of the chicken.
Yes, ma'am.
But you dip chicken in it, and you're taking one bite. It's simultaneous.
At this point, it's going in first.
I don't know, but
I
eat them simultaneously.
What's the flavor that you're gonna get? The flavor you're gonna get first is gonna be the yolk flavor.
Detroit Style pizza is a rectangular pan pizza with a thick, crisp crust, traditionally topped with the edges with Wisconsin brick cheese, and it caramelizes against rectangular pan. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, that's just way too much work, man. 3 ingredients, man: dough, sauce, cheese. Put it in a brick oven. Done. Pizza.
Yes, Esteban, they are. I was making a comment that this person was idiot.
Good morning, Lady Fantastic. How are you today? See, now I want to go get a Detroit pizza. That's what I want for lunch. Detroit pizza near me.
I've never had Detroit pizza, so
I
can't say anything.
what am I gonna eat for lunch? I just have to go to the comic book store today, pick up my comics. Maybe I'll get lunch on the way because I have some leftover taco meat, but I don't have any tortillas left. So
good luck on that journey.
Well, my street is open now.
It told me to try a DiGiorno. That's the first thing that came up was an ad for DiGiorno.
DiGiorno pizza.
Yeah.
What would you like on your tombstone, Mark?
Oh, Table 87 is a good pizza. Table 87 is pretty good.
I wonder if Pizza Hut has Detroit style.
Eventually.
I was like, Marcus will tell you nobody out pizzas the Hut.
Don't they have a Detroit style pizza?
Pizza Hut, I'm checking. That sounds like one of those things that can come and go.
I know for a while, like Domino's did or something. I thought. I don't know.
Tombstone pizza is decent when you're drunk.
when you're drunk, isn't any pizza good? I mean, just
what's good pizza? Cold pizza.
I like the Tombstone pizzas, just those little cheap ones. Like, yeah, those are good for just quick oven ones. 10, 15 minutes, you're good and ready.
Yeah,
I don't. My son eats. My son gets. We buy the ones from Safeway, the local grocer, and the store brand ones. My kid loves them, and they smell good when he cooks them. But every time I look at them, I look at it and like, first of all, that's like I could eat 2 of those. But secondly, it's like, oh, there's like 4 pieces of pepperoni on it, and that's like it. I'm like, oh, don't you want to add more pepperoni to that thing? I mean, in fact, there's like just like 4 individual slices of pepperoni. I'm like, that's a little weak.
Yeah, you got to have the pepperoni like to the point that they're touching each other.
That's why I like to make my own. That's why I really like to make my own, because then I can just like load it. So much grease flowing off it because I put salami and pepperoni and linguiça and bacon and Italian sausage and.
Yeah. So you like the grease on the pizza when it's finally cooked, like all the oil that's just.
Well, I just put so many meats on.
Or do you take like a napkin to like soak it out?
It depends upon how much grease is on there, but
yeah. Because a good pizza is like, it's literally, for me, a good pizza has to hang a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, mine.
Not enough that it breaks apart.
I'm just saying, I put so many sausages, types of sausage on mine that there's no avoidance, right? It's like, okay, I might put some, mushrooms and onions on there or something, but I mean, it's like there's all these other things on there, and of course, fresh garlic. But
so what you're saying is that you like a sausage fest of pizza.
I just like to put sausages in my mouth. There you go, clip it, just for everyone. Remy, you're welcome.
925 got it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you burn the roof of your mouth, I know that feeling.
Yeah, but I'm not the difference is like, I'm not a huge pizza sauce guy for myself on my pizza. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people are, and I love it. You're talking about the sauce and stuff. When I make especially if I can make my own, I mean, we'll put pizza sauce stuff on other people's pizzas, but on my pizza, I much prefer just doing some olive oil and garlic seasoning and whatnot as a base. I'm not having the tomato sauce personally, or if I do, just a very, very light.
I like a minimum amount of tomato sauce. I don't like too much tomato sauce, but just enough that I could taste it and it's there.
Yeah, I really don't like it when it's like I'm got fucking pools of sauce.
No. I'd rather have more cheese than anything else.
You never know what you're going to walk into here, Esteban. So with Pizza Hut, they don't have the Detroit style right now. I guess that's like a special that could come and go. They always have the original pan, which is like their like trademark name for their deep dish, which is still round.
No,
and,
Lady F,
it's good. It's got that soft, but with the crisp on the crust. I definitely like that.
Lady F, actually, it's not the acidity that's the issue. Believe it or not, I'm just not a huge fan of tomatoes. The only exception to that really is when I make my own spaghetti sauce. Or lasagna. Making my own sauce for that. I do like it there, but outside of that, I really am not a big fan of tomatoes.
You're more of a lettuce person yourself, aren't you? That's what you're trying to say?
No, I'm just not a fan of tomatoes.
So you have a BL instead of a BLT.
Oh no, I'll have a B. Bubba's cut Rob's mic. I understand that. I know a lot of people love tomatoes, and I'm not saying that tomatoes are bad. I'm just saying that I personally don't care for them. Because I grew up in a house where people ate tomatoes, cold tomatoes with plain cold tomatoes with mayonnaise and black pepper, any number of things. I've tried to like tomatoes.
Somebody
and I just am not a big fan of them, to the point where I think ketchup is the bane of existence on this planet. Yeah. It doesn't need to exist. The only purpose it has is to make barbecue sauce. But
on a separate line, has anybody watched the last episode of What We Do in the Shadows?
No, I think the last one was just dropped
it just dropped today, but the previous one.
The one before that, yes.
Yeah, when they get kidnapped by the council of vampires, but it's not the council of vampires, the traditional one. It's a council of the energy
vampires. Yeah. It was like, oh my god, who can outbore who?
We're here to talk to you about, and it is one that's just talking, and it's like, excuse me. The energy vampire, like, these guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is the best. That's the best show on TV right now for me.
Yeah. No, last night I was like, I saw that the newest episode had dropped, and I was like debating watching it, but I decided I'd put on Dark Side of the Ring to watch the thing about Bash at the Beach, and got about 10 minutes into it before I predictably fell asleep.
Which Bash at the Beach they're talking about? Not the NWO.
The one where Jarrett lays down and Hulk stands there in the ring like, what the fuck? With the Vince Russo stuff.
Sometimes I think that's back to wrestling talk. Sometimes I think that was planned.
Well,
there was some planning involved.
I don't know. I didn't watch the whole. I gotta go back and watch the episode again because I fell asleep. But as I often do when trying to watch TV in my recliner. But Shop Bub, hello. Everybody say hello. Shop is back. Shop is back. Back again.
I should be dropping Shop's video today. His unboxing. I was very happy with Shop's box.
Oh.
Very.
No, Shop puts out quality mystery box at the price.
Very happy with Shop's box.
Shop's box was really
9:30 on the dot.
There you go. Shops, your box is good. So I should be dropping that out today if I could actually get to editing it.
Oh, so. I did like the other day. I had to ping BTC because I had an order that had been sitting for a long ass freaking time that hadn't gone, and I pinged them like for the second time, say, hey, what's going on with this order? What's going on? And say, oh, we've been having lots of problems with this back and forth with CGC and stuff. Yeah. But I'll ship yours out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Really? You had lots of orders. We'll go back to certain, but you have them sitting there. You're going to ship me one though. Thanks.
Some of these great economists are coming out with like.
I think there was. That's a. Yeah, I'm sorry. We got. They got preoccupied. They got jammed.
I'm getting one of my old orders coming.
They've been doing a lot of live streams showing like the frustrations that they're going through with that. Yeah, they definitely need to stay on top of existing orders for in-stock merchandise for sure. But they've been going through hell with CGC trying to figure out a way to solve the foil inner well problem that's occurring.
Oh, is that what it is?
They've been doing like live streams every couple of days where they start opening CGC boxes live, 25 books, and I'm pulling them out like 9/8s, 9/9s and stuff or some stuff, and not able to sell them. Like, look, we're not sending out product that looks like this to our customers. Back to CGC, they'll get a box of 25 and might get one or two that doesn't have the inner well marking on it.
Well, let's take a look because it just came yesterday.
Oh,
what is that? It was an in-stock item.
This was an item I had pre-ordered.
Mine that I bet mine's that might be the same as yours. I don't know. I've got one out for delivery today that took a long time because they actually had issues with DC. They had to the color of the cover was not the color it was supposed to be. It was more maroonish. It was supposed to be vibrant red.
Well, like, that's not that one. I'll tell you that.
I know which book you're talking about. That's the one that's coming in too.
Yes, sir.
You got two.
Nice. I've got the yellow con exclusive already sitting over here. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, whoa.
There's still a few that I'm still on the fence on whether I want or not because I like them, but then after a while I'm like I'm not crazy about this one. I like there's certain ones that I kind of like want to have, like the.
I skipped all the Batman ones. I have all the Superman ones, the Green Lantern ones. I don't have the Kid Flash one.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be Kid Flash or was it supposed to be Reverse Flash?
I think they did both. The Reverse Flash was a con exclusive. The Kid Flash has the circle around the circle, right? I don't know. Didn't they do a Kid Flash?
No.
I don't recall a Kid Flash. I could be wrong,
is shite.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Does it have the markings?
So it's this one.
The Platinum
Batman.
So let's see if we get. So a whole shit ton of fucking Newton shit here.
Yeah.
And then
now wait, is it Newton rings or does it just look like smudges, like smeckling smudges?
No, this part's the oily look that you get from the Newton rings.
Yeah.
And then the backside is
smeckling stuff.
is a mixture of the smeckling with some more Newton ring stuff.
That's the problem that like CGC is trying to figure out how to solve. There's something about the inner well touching the books that's causing like a lot of times you'll see a Newton ring effect if an inner well touches a book in a certain way, but with these foils it's causing that smeckling look where it's practically a Newton ring but without like the colored prism to it. It's weird. It looks like interior scuffing almost.
Yeah, it really does. Now they found somebody, I think Comic Tom was the one that mentioned there's a solution that they use to kind of clean it off.
But this is interior.
Yeah. You can't do anything about the interior part.
You can message BTC. They've been having because like I know, like that's one of the earlier ones.
They'll
Now
probably,
they're at the point,
they
they're
most
at the
likely
point
will
where
honor it.
they're just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth with CGC at this point because it just keeps occurring.
Well, whatever.
Out of those Batman ones, I was what is it, like the gold foil with the black logo that kind of looks like the traditional one?
Yeah, I got that one.
I got 4 of them. I got the Batman Beyond. I got the
That's nice.
black with the gold, which is the movie version. I would say
traditional. Yeah, that's the one that
I got the gold and black, and I got the platinum.
Yeah, I should say I got the gold and the black, and then I got this one. These are the only 2 I got.
And my goal is to get all the platinums. I want all the platinums because I like the platinums.
Part of me is like, I wish I didn't even get this, but
yeah.
Well, luckily they are retaining their value very well.
Yeah,
I just recorded a video last night that involves me looking up values of books, which I don't do very, very often because like it's not like I'm selling them. But I checked on the value. I did this last night, and I checked on the value of the gold foil Superman one is sitting at an impressive $565 FMV on cover price. But that is like the unicorn of all of them.
Mm-hmm. Which one again?
The gold foil Superman, the first one.
Oh yeah,
limited to 300 with a sequential numbering on them.
Maybe, but
and it's got that smeckling too.
One of these might end up going. That Batman one might end up going to Comics Curing Cancer for all I know.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's this Reptilian Overlord box.
I like those mailers. They're a pain in the butt to have to deal with, but
there's quite a box there.
Yeah. Hey, Lady Fantastic.
Hey, how's it going, Legion?
Fantastic.
Oh yeah. I was just listening to your commentary about pizzas and
weigh in. Where do you stand? What are some of your faves, your preferences?
I like a thin crust. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice.
How thin the crust though?
I like a Brooklyn style, man.
Okay, Brooklyn style. There we go. We're talking now.
But I don't mind just a regular thin crust where it's crispy or whatever. Brooklyn you have to kind of fold. But
that's the pizza when you have to fold the pizza, man.
I tend to like a little firmer. Like? Me, man, honestly, what kind of topping?
Cheese ones, okay.
If it's good quality, cheese is nice, but I like sausage, probably a little sausage over pepperoni. It has to be.
Yeah, I'm a sausage. I prefer sausage over pepperoni as well.
But I'll do stuff weird like you guys do calzones. I don't mind calzones.
Rob got him Avoid Rivals #1 over there. What is that one?
Yeah. Well, this is Brian LCS the member giveaway box. Apparently, I won.
When you're with me, I'm
Scarlet Witch had the shiny foily Hulk facsimile.
I can't reach it.
I like it.
Here, get it.
Had the second print Void Rivals there.
I love that cover.
It had
I can't reach it. It's not over here. It fell down under us.
This Void Rivals.
I don't call on
Jay Anacoletto, Wonder Woman 750. And an Iron Man facsimile.
Mm-hmm.
Reprint.
I picked that up.
And a Spider-Man India #1.
Very cool.
A blank Spawn. A Punisher 129 facsimile.
When did that come out? I don't know.
That
one.
A couple months ago.
Yeah.
And then what is this? Life of Captain Marvel, Adam Hughes.
Is that Hughes? Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm getting. It's what's written on the back. So I'm assuming
it looks like Hughes, but it also looks like Mark Brooks.
It looks like Dodson to me.
No, it's definitely not Dodson.
No, it's not a Dodson.
It looks like a Mark Brooks.
It looks more Hughes than Brooks because of the face.
Well, I'm going to go off of what's written on the back, which says Adam Hughes. I don't see.
Okay, which book is it though?
It says it's Life of Captain Marvel #1. I'm looking for an artist mark on the cover, and I don't see either a Brooks or an AH anywhere.
Life of Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Name of the book. So let's see what we find.
I'm looking at it. It looks like an Adam Hughes to me.
I'll tell you right now because I did see the book.
I think it's Adam Hughes. I think you're right.
Yeah, it's starting. I can see it now. It looks a little more. I can see it a little clearer.
Nick's Kicks and Comics.
It is Adam Hughes.
All kick.
Well, good. So in other words, Brian, when he writes Adam Hughes, he means it's Adam Hughes.
He means it. God damn it. God damn it.
It is definitely an Adam Hughes.
Well, if Izzy says it, then now we know it's.
Well, I'm not saying it. League of Comic Geeks is saying it now.
Oh, well, then I don't know if I can trust that.
It's not a trusted site.
No, I'm just saying I don't know why it was even a question.
There
Why were you doubting Brian LCS's writing?
I did.
It looked like Dodson. I'm sorry. At a distance, it
looked more like the Brooks, not a Dodson. Dodson's have this specific style that I know.
They have a style. I know. And if I showed you other Captain Marvels, you'd be like, that looks kind of similar. Y'all, I've been going balls to the wall, Lord of the Rings. I'm not even lying. This Magic the Gathering bullshit. It's
You've fallen down a rabbit hole?
I've fallen down the rabbit hole of I must collect this series. Like, I want every little card.
It's all dead to me.
I'm a completionist.
We were just promoting, Brian. We were just promoting earlier the CBC Awards.
Lady Fantastic. Did you see where Post Malone got a hold of? Yeah, that was awesome, wasn't it?
2.6 million.
But let's be honest.
The Jake Paul certifier.
They might all be dead to you, Brian, but I'm not. I didn't question. I wasn't the one questioning.
You're the first one. You were questioning it in the first place.
I did not. I just said who it was, and then you guys
said, "Here's an Adam Hughes," and he says, "Well, it says in the back that it's Adam Hughes." So you were the first one to question.
No,
I got the one ring.
You said it looked like a Brooks, and I said no. It says on the back that it's an Adam Hughes. I was making a statement. Jesus Christ!
It still does.
Oh my God! You guys want to make up?
Let's talk about pizza some more.
Okay, as you can see,
pizza's the most divisive thing.
I think this is the first thing that brought us together in a way like never before.
It's tearing us apart right now.
Yeah, it's tearing us apart. How do we come
rip off the slices?
I haven't felt like it was so torn apart since last night when I was having to try to make the argument that Lady Fantastic was going to kick some fucking ass.
I knew to earmuff the child before Rob got on that right.
Oh, sorry.
I voted for Nick's. I can't speak to you.
Well, Lady Fantastic owns a donkey mark. That's what it is. So
a donkey?
Sometimes it needs to be kicked.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
but yeah, no, I mean, I had you winning that, but
thank you, man. I appreciate you. No, man, this is some Wallywood goodness, y'all.
Who was it that you were up against?
Nick's Kicks and Comics.
Oh, that's right.
What were y'all doing?
This was again part of the Whack Comics game last night.
So on Wax, what he does is he has a hat with YouTube community members, and he has 2 guests on, and he'll pull the names, and it's a relative like community member, and he makes them like debate which one's better, and he names strengths.
Which one will win in a fight? Which one
wins in a fight? Yeah. And Nikki 9.5, because he has that nub finger and he can't fully pull a trigger.
That was my favorite. I love that line. He's like when he goes, yeah, because Brian says he's got. You seen those guns? I said, you said he's got those guns, but he's got a finger can't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was down 0-2 and came back 3-2. That was like the audience was like for you, man. Congratulations.
Lady F, have you seen the new Turtles movie?
I haven't, but I've heard a lot of people say good things about it. That was funny.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Really entertaining. So
I've heard a lot of people say things about it.
I've heard dads who'd taken their kids to see it, and the dads liked it.
Yeah, it was that was my
That's
whole thing. But I think it's a good kids movie that has plenty for adults.
Yeah.
And if I can actually show, I mentioned yesterday on the show. First of all, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
I practice with this just in case.
Yeah, but you shoot with this one.
Oh, I thought you were just trying to do one of those I thought you were doing one of these for a second.
If I get shot in this arm, this one has to work as well.
It's all right. He's got a snub nose for that one.
All right. I'm going back to work. Love you.
Oh, shit.
That's how.
Get
That's
a rare
how
cameo appearance by.
I felt like I was feeling the same way going into it. I think that the Spider-Verse stuff, like, cool. It's creative and all that. I don't like it. I don't like it for watching a movie. It's overload. It's just unnecessarily overload. You proved your point. Now tone it down. And that's what I was kind of worried about for the Ninja Turtle stuff. But when I watched it, it's not to that level at all.
No, it has its own style. It really does. It's inspired by it. That's what I was saying.
I don't think so either, because this wasn't the studio's first trip. These people did something years ago that went straight to streaming with this exact same style. You know, I think that's just like now it's a popular form to do the 2D, 3D animation thing or whatever they're calling it. I just call it AI animation.
What studio put it out? Like what?
This
It
one?
was Nickelodeon.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's a
Or
Nickelodeon.
what like Art House did the animation?
I'll know so little about it that any information will be helpful.
Somebody fell down again.
Then get it.
Uh-oh.
Then don't.
You fell
I don't know how.
down. You just reach your hand.
Just reach down there. Let's see.
You got a good manager, Mark.
She's not bad.
I like
Jeff Rowe is the name of the guy that directed the movie behind it. I forget the name of that movie he did. I watched it. It was like cell phones taking over the world kind of thing. It was a kid's movie.
So the animation company that made the movie is known as Micros Animation.
What are some of their credits, Izzy?
So
Would you say Deep Throat Animation?
That's the other Turtle movie.
Oh.
Micros Animation Studio. That's the name of the studio that they're saying.
That's different.
Let's see. Full credits on IMDb. Let's see what IMDb has to say.
Such a fucking nerd, y'all. Me. Look at that kid. Getting ready to smash that fucking orc.
Going all over the place now.
Everybody's favorite Canadian superhero, recent horsey, Justin Trudeau. Why does this even exist? I don't know. But because it does, I got it. Ridiculous.
Looks like they did the SpongeBob movie.
Yeah, that's definitely. I can see the SpongeBob movie.
The new Paw Patrol movie that came out.
That looks different, though.
Y'all want a J.K. Rowling with the unicorn? Sorry, can't have it.
That's something that exists.
I know.
Sherlock Holmes,
It's
Captain
emotions.
Underpants.
I can't. Oh, fucking. But then this one trumps them all, and it's not even Donald Trump.
Dolly Partner.
Dolly. That's
I love
awesome.
Dolly, bro.
That's the same. That's the same people that Ryan Magic Lasso did the Loretta book for.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That was a good read. He did really good with that book.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy, man.
I bought the. I had to buy the foil version, of course. Hey JK, why the long face?
And she's right next to a horse, dude. they've got comparable sized faces. Let's see, whatever weird shit.
Is that it? Let me look that up.
Donald's Who Laughs.
Yeah, I've got a whole section of weird, like, contemporary and political figures, just because, like, I think finding those are hilarious. And
I think the Feebles is older.
We got Liefeld drawing fucking Obama. I found this for a quarter.
Liefeld drew that. The way his face looks very different than everything. Well, I definitely know that. I'm just saying his face looks very different than your typical Liefeld drawing.
Yeah, there's no pockets on it.
Well, the cross hatching is gone. All that cross hatching.
Yeah.
Where's his big gun?
Right there.
Oh.
Everything else I definitely know is Liefeld.
There you go.
Die Hard. That's a character I want to see come back. Die Hard.
Change you can believe in. Oh, what else? I think I've got a.
I think it was called. I think it's Mitchell's versus the Machines. I don't know if I think that's
Mitchell's versus the Machines with the guys who did Spider-Verse. They did that.
Jeff Rowe, the guy who the co-director of that, directed the Turtles movie.
So then it was.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, because Mitchell's versus the Machine, that is done by the same studio. That's Sony Animation.
And it's Jeff Rowe that did that. Went and did the.
So he co-directed Mitchell's versus the Machine. He did. He it looks like he had a part in Spider-Verse.
He wrote it as well.
Yeah. Like honestly, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I love at the beginning that the turtles look like Eastman's turtles, only with the colors. I like what they did that.
Yes, there's just like a lot of overlap in general in like these animation studios and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Never really look into like the creators behind a lot of those.
Boys Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Simon and Kirby.
Kirby, look at that.
Signed by Jesse Simon, Joe Simon's grandson. Jesse Simon sent this to my buddy Rob, sent a stack of books of his to Rob, and signed them. And Rob gave each of us a book signed by Jesse Simon that was one of his that he gave to us that like his grandpa worked on. So it was really awesome. It's really cool. A little memento.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I've got Jack Kirby's grandson does the Kirby boxes.
Yeah. I never heard of those.
Yeah, so you can like look up Jack Kirby like official stuff on like Instagram or Facebook and stuff. It's his grandson that's in charge and runs all that stuff. And they do they call it, it's not a mystery box, but it's like a boxes, and they'll have what's coming in them, but you get like a very limited art prints, and you get like a Destroy Your Duck that Jack Kirby worked on. I own the copy. I own his copy out of his estate, his personal copy.
That's awesome, dude.
You get stuff like that, and then a lot of his art that he drew and everything that was just in his office that was never made or produced. They use it to make limited prints with to get it out there, and so people can enjoy and all that. Jeremy signs the bottom of the prints that are numbered.
That's awesome.
Here's a cool print I got. Now someone's trying to. I turned off the green screen. The green screen is trying to eat me. So look what I got. There you go.
Those rats, man, they're getting big.
You saw how big they are, man?
I know.
Rats, they're huge.
Bro, we need to
look at
set traps.
So this
I
also came in the package.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. You know who didn't make this? You know who didn't make this poster?
You.
Josh. There's no Josh.
Where are you at on there? Where are you located?
Oh, you don't see me right there? Look at me right there.
I can't see anything in there, I promise.
Right next
There's
to
more lot. There we go.
I mean, it's a little blurry, but there we go. There, I mean.
I've seen that poster before. I think I'm toward the bottom.
Well, I see Matt.
I see me.
Keep sliding. There I am. Your right hand. I'm next to Freaky Louie, I think.
Yeah.
I see Biggie.
Oh, the Superman.
Yeah, I'm the Kingdom
Right
Come
here, this one?
Superman. Yeah.
Oh, I
Kingdom
see him.
Come Superman. There it is.
Yep, that hat.
Yeah, that's what that's the first thing I look for. The hat
Next to the Doom John. I like it.
Look at Chris right there.
That's a good one.
And then you got Brian. I'm still trying to look at it and see who. I'm trying to identify some of them. Some of them I don't know them all, but I'm trying to. So it's a nice little. Hey, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? And then there's some obvious ones like who doesn't know this one right here? That was a little too on the nose.
Yeah,
I like this one too. This one's one of my personal favorites.
Comic Journey, yeah.
Comic Journey. There's a bunch of hands.
He should have did Guido from X-Force and just did the arms on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got the Kool-Aid Man there, which is cool.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he got the Kool-Aid Man in there. All right. This is cool. I thought this was really cool. I gotta find a good place for it.
I'm so glad that it's Friday, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. It's just like I always do this, but
we saw Mike. Mike's found himself as well.
He has
the Joker, Bubs.
That guy right there, Old Fat Stacks, has the OG first print. This is
actually I don't anymore. I sold it to Austin LeMay.
How much you sell it for?
$500.
God damn.
Limited edition.
And then I gave away the 1960s reprint version of that the other week on Only Slabs.
This is in the 1947.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a second print, a 47 second print, because I think yours is like 45.
The one I had was the
first print. Mine was second.
Got to go to work, guys.
That's right, Izzy. I understand. I'm about to do the same here in a moment.
Yeah.
But...
I'm about to hit 10 o'clock. I'm about to go sit in there with her.
Yeah.
Watch some Ninja Turtles.
So hurry up, lady. You got 2 minutes left to show stuff.
Super Mario Brothers is on Peacock officially now, so you can watch Super Mario Brothers again if you want to see it. Sing some.
That's going to end up being the movie of the year. I don't think anything's going to be
nice.
Barbie's fighting it hard.
It's still got a ways to go, but it's definitely doing great. It just passed
Barbie's fighting hard, man. Yeah, Barbie. It's going to be between Barbie and the Mario Brothers.
Mark, let's talk about this. You put up a post that talked about, I think, Captain Marvel and Doom.
IMAX screens,
right? And there's a cultural phenomenon known as Barbenheimer, and I made a proposition that we should make Dune and the Marvels
Spice Girls.
But that's if it happens.
Spice Girls.
Dune's getting pushed back.
You need to watch it.
The Marvel Spice World, but
Spice Girls. It's perfect. You got the Marvels and you have the Spice Farmers. They're going.
Oh, that kind of Spice Farmer. That's supposed to Spice Girls.
Yeah, Spice Farmers. Yeah, it's Doom.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention fully.
Lady Fantastic made like the best connection I've heard. But yeah. That was a fun post. I knew like this is gonna make a lot of people angry. Here I come.
I hope so. That's all I can hope.
Okay, I'm really gone. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah, that is wild to think. I think this will be the first Disney Marvel flick in a long time, or possibly ever, that doesn't get any IMAX screen time.
I'm not sure. I don't. So IMAX theater, I don't think we have one in Nashville. They're big in Chattanooga. You would have to ask S. Vaughn. Scott might know.
We've had it here a long time.
But yeah, you guys down in close to Atlanta have one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking. I'm saying like they're not getting screens. Period.
Yeah, I saw on your thing that they're just not. And that's
because for theaters to commit to, they work out contracts and deals, and no one was willing to come off anything to give it to them over Dune. That means like these people their job is to.
Have you seen the first Dune? I haven't seen it.
It was fantastic. It really was. But their
I've
job
seen
is to make
OG
money,
ones.
and these IMAX screens make them a whole lot more money, and they're not willing to sacrifice that money for the Marvels. That means they
Right.
have zero faith in the Marvels. So the people that are like, I mean, for what it's worth, like experts at what they do, you know, like the people that own these theaters that host these movies to feed their family, they
They're
don't.
projecting profits, and they think that they can cut a
Yeah.
higher margin with Dune, and
Yeah,
that's
but
cool.
even, and I don't know what their release dates are. Like, are they competing the same day of?
I don't think it's the same day of. I think it's like shortly
wow.
within
No
with a
clue.
week or something. But you
Yeah,
have
that
to commit
just
a
makes
certain
me
run
think,
length
like,
or something.
I still haven't seen Guardians
How
of the
mad do you
Galaxy.
think they were, or like mad is relative, but upset about this past summer with how flooded everything was? Because think how much money the theaters didn't make with everything so crowded. Because even the stuff that was well received has underperformed projections and stuff, and it's just too much in too small of a time.
I think honestly, there's a lot going on right now, and people are pretty jaded. And to show that Barbenheimer was a thing, I think is kind of a cultural reflection of where we're
Yeah.
at. But you
Oh,
know,
that was definitely fun. Stuff like that doesn't happen often. That was cool
No.
because the two different
I've never
studios
seen
and
that.
stuff. And Oppenheimer's doing good relative to what it is. You know what
for
I mean?
what
not
it is, yes.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what I'm saying. It's not like it's breaking any kind of like records or
It's not a
anything.
kids' movie.
For an R-rated 3-hour historical drama, it's doing fantastic because whose name's attached to
Nolan.
it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's also his first movie.
And apparently one
It's
hell of
also
a
his
sex
first
scene.
movie with Universal because he's no longer
by
with Warner
Vita.
Brothers either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Guardians 3 was great. Yeah, that
I
was
still
really
haven't
good.
seen it.
Um,
Still haven't seen it. I haven't seen a
Yeah.
lot of shit. that
I don't know if it was great, but it was pretty good.
It was good. It was exactly what
it was
supposed
it was
to be.
great compared to a lot of everything else that's come out recently. Sure,
Yeah,
but it was a solid movie without a doubt.
it wasn't my favorite Guardians. Like
No.
far.
I
I
gotta
like
get
them.
out of
I
here.
literally like them in order that they released. I like 1, 2, then 3.
So
They're
do I. I
great
have to go to
movies.
Romania. I'm late for my meeting.
Oh
All right,
shit!
Rob.
Tell hey to the
Really
to
fantastic.
the-
I appreciate you hopping on. Well, now E-Man's here.
E-Man's here just in
shit.
time to say goodbye.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
fantastic.
Bye,
getting ready to
E-Man.
hop off here, E-Man.
See you
That was
later.
a fantastic show. Great show, everyone. I'm glad that everyone turned
You
out.
want to go ahead and give us our outro?
It was
Thanks for the wrap up.
magnificent. Make sure you guys tune into Legion of Comics every Friday at 4:30 a.m. Pacific or whatever time.
Also,
You
before
got it
we
right.
leave, we
4:30
got 18
Pacific.
people in the chat. I do want to remind everybody that tonight on In the Mix will be a pretty big announcement we've been teasing for a while. So tonight is the night that'll be getting announced. So you might want to be there to check that out. It's always better to get information firsthand. You don't want to potentially miss out on anything. And I promise you, it's not what you think it is. No matter what.
What? So it's not an Austin LeMay cover? That's what I'm thinking. Oh man.
Yeah, some people thought it was an exclusive. Nope. Some people think that it's him joining the Illuminati. Nope. Some people think that we're all moving into a timeshare together, and that one I cannot confirm nor deny.
What? No Hawaii timeshare? No timeshare like in the Florida Keys. Now I'm kind of upset.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I definitely do appreciate you hopping on. Sorry, dipping out of here, but Monkey just wandered outside to go play, so I'm about to go play outside before it gets too hot to do so.
No worries, brother. Hey, you guys have a good weekend. Okay, I'll see you tonight.
Everybody else, take it easy and see y'all Sunday night at 9 p.m. That way the timeshare thing is off. Maybe Nick will talk about it.